allowed the two
It's
children to
okay.
have the budget every
It's
year.
okay. Off your mind. It's okay.
She
Off your mind. Off your mind.
like me.
Chai! Now wow, people wey suppose talk truth to power don off mic. And if we talk, na 500,000 they go sama us, call am hate speech. But fear not, Maiyegun don come. Him go torchlight every corner, nooks and cranny of all these bad people wey dey spoil our country. So my people make we laugh, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don come, oh yo yo. My people make we shout, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don come, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don come, man of the masses, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don come, oh yo yo. Maiyegun Diary Politico, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don come, oh yo yo. This one na dey off in mind, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don come, oh yo yo. Can in dey touchlight every corner, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don come, oh yo yo. Okay, some people be dey holla say dem want the power. Chai, dem be promise us say we go get light and power. Dem hustle sote they can't get the power. But now they no dey do anything with the power. Every day dollar just dey get the higher power over naira. Still dem talk say make we off mind, but thank God say Maiyegun don come. So my people make you loud, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don come, oh yo yo. My people make we shout, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don come, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don come, man of the masses, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don come, oh yo yo. Maiyegun Diary Politico, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don come, oh yo yo. This one not dey off in mind, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don come, oh yo yo. Person wey dey do evil no wan make person talk. Them say that Maiyegun, that man too dey talk. He too dey talk. Say Maiyegun Diary, he dey hot like pepper. But every day dem dey take money in bulk. Woman pikin dey the street dey hawk. Still dem talk say make we no talk. But thank God say Maiyegun don come. So my people make you loud, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don come, oh yo yo. My people make you shout, oh yo yo. Maiyegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò.
Hello there.
Maiyegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Ọ̀rẹ́ ara lórí Facebook, lórí YouTube.
Good morning to you, good afternoon to you, and good evening to you from wherever you are watching from. It is Maiyegun live.
Bó bá ṣe àní Maiyegun máa wí.
We're supposed to have our People's Parliament tonight. We may still have it, but let me get you fully into the whole program first, into the night. Share this broadcast after reading the caption of the description as well. Okay, like the broadcast. I think this also will kind of make it easier for others to see it too. And thank you for joining me. Okay, share the broadcast.
Àní ẹ̀sùn rà kì í. Maiyegun ti dé. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn rà kì í.
The Nigerian army, they have declared 9 people wanted for the slain soldiers in Okuama.
Lórí YouTube.
Despite the people's denial, we didn't do this. We do not have the capacity to carry out this kind of attack. Please do a thorough investigation. But without the courts, the Nigerian army have declared 9 people wanted, including an Igwe, supposed a king.
And yes,
Also, we just received a report this afternoon that the Nigerian court has ordered the Nigerian army to release 313 ISWAP terrorists because they are not terrorists. Somehow they should be freed. And the Nigerian army said, our hands are tied. We just have to let them go. Now, Motibe. So, good morning to you once again. Good afternoon to you, and good evening to you from wherever you are joining us from. It is Maiyegun live. So, thank you so much for joining me. Since you possibly have read the caption by now, the description of this conversation tonight, and we are going to be starting from Okuama or Okuama. This is a community that has been accused of being behind the killing of Nigerian soldiers who were supposed to be on peace mission to the community. The community came out and said, well, they didn't come to our community for peace or what have you. They came to survey the land. They said they came to meet with the people and trying to understand the area. And then they met with their leaders. Then at the end of that meeting, which has nothing to do with Okoloba and then Okuama, they said they wanted to take their leaders away. Why would you want to take our leaders away? No, you can't. Boom. It was what got the soldiers very angry, and they started shooting them right there and then from their community hall to their communities, their homes and all that, right? The terror was unleashed on them for 48 hours before we could even hear what was going on. The terror in Okuama started as far back as the 10th of March. We did not hear about the terror, the Nigerian military terror in that axis until the 15th of March, when they said some soldiers have been killed and buried. Yeah, buried. So how could people who went for peace meeting or peace mission be killed and be buried by the community? And for days, your military have been killing them until you decided to tell the whole world, or probably tell everybody, oh, they've killed so people. And the people came out and said, no, we didn't do it. No, we did not. We didn't even have the capacity. Have you been to Okuama? Have you seen our community? We do not have that capacity. When these guys came, they came in gunboats. It's the riverine area. And the Nigerian military themselves came out. Nigerian army came out and said, these guys were there to clear some of the illegal oil bunkering going on in that place. And turning around to now blame the community again. Initially, they said they went there to go and settle peace. But you won't go settle peace between two people where they fight. And you enter one party place. The other party where they fight with no day the peace meeting. So which kind of peace meeting is that? And why would you go for peace meeting and then you wanted to arrest their leaders and said they should follow you to where? There are so many questions. So they changed the story at a point. They said, no, they went there to rescue kidnapped victims. Okay. So they are rescuers, Abi. And that must have meant that there are some terrorists who took people that they wanted to go and rescue. No, they changed the story. They said, no. It wasn't. They were fighting and to stop bunkering. Those who are stealing Nigeria crude oil. They are very rampant in that axis, and this man has been clearing them. This group of soldiers killed have been clearing them, dislodging all of the illegal oil activities until they got to Okuama. And somehow, they died there. So who killed them? And what has this got to do with other communities that are currently being attacked as well by the Nigerian army? In Bayelsa, other communities in the same axis of Delta, did they have something to do with the killings too? What about the Tinubu that said that the Nigerian army should not punish civilians? And right now, the wanted people are the people that came out to say, no, we were not at war with Okoloba, that will require the presence of the military. They are not telling you all that happened. And they are, in fact, not telling you who killed them. The people that came out to say they are destroying our properties, they are burning our houses. We have nowhere to run to or who to go to. Our children, people are being killed. And there's nobody to have access to those places. And those people we can't manage tell us what's going on in that place. They are the wanted people now by the Nigerian army. So this is the image. A lot of people have been debating this online, trying to figure out if the Nigerian army has such power to declare people wanted. But since Tinubu gave them the full authority, you see the man at the number 7, that's a kingo. That one is supposed to be a kingo. That man, Clement Ikolo, again, Rukewe. Rukewe is supposed to be a king. But he has been listed as one of the people who killed Nigerian soldiers. The guy at number 8, you probably have seen his video on MaiyegunSDiary Politico. He was also the boy that came out to say they were lying. The Nigerian military were conducting, and many other security agencies were conducting illegal oil bunkering in that axis. So now his name has been now put up as among the people that killed 17 soldiers. Look at that woman, the woman that cried out in that video that her face was blood, but I think the people that blood the face of those people who spoke with them then when that event happened, right? So many of them, their faces were not properly covered. These were the people who escaped some of the attacks at the earliest stage and then went on to try and tell the world what is going on in Okuama, trying to let everybody see the true picture of what's going on there and how much cover-up is going on as well. Now, you remember that woman? Yeah, they have listed her as one of the people that killed soldiers now, and then others too. Okay? So, as a cover-up for the crime, economic crime that the Nigerian army is either committing in that part of Nigeria or trying to cover up. So they said this same thing also took them to Edwin Clark's house. Does Edwin Clark lives in Delta State? I always sort of believe that Edwin Clark lives in River State, maybe Port Harcourt, right? In the course of 17 killed soldiers in Okuama in Delta State, we have also heard that even Edwin Clark don't collect on top this. I don't know if you have heard it. Watch this.
So, Jonathan, what more do we know about this raid on the homes of Pa Edwin Clark and his father? Are there any more details that have been revealed that you have heard of?
Well, first, let me express the collective sadness of the Ijaw people over these provocative actions of the Nigerian military in their quest for justice for slain officers, which the entire Nigeria shared the grief with the Nigerian military and the desire for all Nigerians to get culprits being brought to book. For us as a Ijaw people, it almost appears like there's a targeted onslaught against the Ijaw people using the scenario of what happened at Okuama, asking for details about what had happened regarding the invasion of our father's home there's no truth as to the claim that criminals who were involved in that dastardly act had any trace of being in Parklak's home, either in Ughelli or in Kiagbodo, his hometown. Let me tell you this, there's quite a distance between Ughelli and Kiagbodo community, wherein Parklak has his home. And from the message from our father was that the GOC had earlier spoken to him concerning an operation which they apologized that it was a misinformation that led them raided his house in Ughelli. And the elder statesman accepted the apology in the hope that it was an honest mistake by the Nigerian military, maybe via an information that perhaps not correct. But after he had spoken to the GOC, he had also sympathized with the Nigerian military, only to be inundated with further calls that his home in Kiagbodo, where the Parklak University resides, has been invaded, where virtually every houses within the neighborhood were broken and people held hostage as though they were the real suspects or criminals around, you know. And then it simply ends with the apology. The simple question is, who is not aware that Parklak's house is resident in Kiagbodo? Who can tell Nigerians truly that they are not aware that they were just passing by and just ran into Parklak's home and then treated the old man and the people who are his staff and then his family members with this level of disdain or treatment on account of an incident that every Nigerian is in solidarity with the military? Let me say this. It is becoming quite clear to us that there's more to this Okuama incident. I would not be surprised when many job people will be targeted and their homes perhaps razed down on account of looking for people who had a role in that incident. Parklak is perhaps just one out of several that perhaps are on the line of being targeted. Otherwise, if the GOC had spoken to him earlier and apologized to the elder statesman that it was a misinformation that perhaps led them to raid a home, which they only later discovered that was his family home. Now, going further to his community, which is a distance from Ughelli, to conduct such an operation, it calls for concern.
So, Jonathan, what more do
So this is the development, okay? And you will only hear when the home of, in quotes, important people is invaded. But before they go to Edwin Clark's house, they've been to hundreds of other houses, communities, right? Where people's lives have been turned upside down. Apart from homes being invaded, people being shot and their bodies being taken, people have been subjected in these communities now, right? They have been subjected to a sort of a dehumanization. Do you understand what that means? Like, you are not in military rule, but the military is declaring civilians from communities under attack. They are declaring them wanted. And until they are satisfied that, yes, we are now satisfied, everyone is going to be subjected to this level of criminal dehumanization. Here is another person here who are now kind of like, it's becoming like, okay, yeah, it's like they are targeting us. Like something they are after. And we know this is not about just the killed soldier. We want them to go after the real killers if they know them. But why subject communities into this kind of terrorism, this act of terror, if it is not deliberate? And it's Nigeria, sure you get the Jaws, the Yorubas. As much as, they're like what they call the, the wrangling siblings from time immemorial. Because I was reading about them the other day, and they said that the Jaws and the Yorubas, it'd be like, say, they don't feel wait to just kill themselves at any time, any given opportunity. But if external comes in between them to try to say, okay, hey, you, Ijo, you are wrong, Yoruba, you are wrong, or this one, you are wrong, right? The two of them will join hand together, face you. You will come be like, I thought you were fighting. So right now, before this whole thing escalated to this, Okoloba, we're told, is Ijo. Okuama is Yoruba. I don't know if I mixed them up, by the way, but, right? So the Ijo is said, the Okoloba people are said to they are encroaching on the lands of the Yorubas. They want to take them. Okay? But right now, that the Nigerian army is now killing them, both Ijo, Yoruba, Shekirio, everyone in that axis is collecting this state-sponsored terror now from the Nigerian army. Or maybe let's say they don't unite. True. Here is another person from that.
Okay, before I answer that, let me just give you a bit of a background that I think is important for this discussion. I was born at Otuabage, where the first oil well was drilled, the one that was found in 1956. And then I lived at the Pioneer Refinery quarters at Aliseleme. I attended a primary school that was so close to the refinery jetty in the 70s. I live at Ekpetama Kingdom, where the biggest or most expensive or most valuable onshore facility that belongs to Shell is located. And then I'm a member of 38th regular cause, and then the traditional ruler. And then the author of the riddle of the oil thief. What had just happened is what is called oil-induced violence, and I think the press is not emphasizing that. The Niger Delta communities and kingdoms are oil fields that belong to private hands all this while. And from 1967, I will say, those oil fields, which means our kingdoms and communities, have been killing fields. And so this is not the first time it's been happening. It happened during the Civil War, and after the Civil War, it happened in Odi, happened in Ogoni, happened in Omuchem, and so on and so forth. And I can tell you pockets of this type of killings have happened several times over without consequences. Will any normal human being, for instance, take a gun and point at his own soldiers, national heroes, and shoot them to death? Something is wrong. And that thing has to be unraveled, because I'm more concerned about getting to the bottom and then also preventing this type of thing from recurring. It's very important to do that. I believe strongly, because from the people I know, the Chief of Defense Staff is personally known to me, a well-trained, an excellent officer. The Chief of Army Staff is well known to me, excellent officers. I believe that they will do everything properly to ensure that everyone is brought to book. However, no matter how it goes, Nigeria has to ensure that everybody concerned is brought to justice. Anything short of that means that we are just going to be postponing the doomsday. Because like I said before, this is not the first time. And then if we don't get to the bottom and resolve the major issues behind it, then we will have this type of thing recurring maybe in the next week or in the next month. You must understand that, like I said before, it is an oil-induced violence. So it has to do with oil and gas, because that whole area may either belong to one OML 43 or 45 or something. Because my kingdom is OML 28 and it spans most of Bayelsa State as well as River State. So our kingdoms are essentially oil fields that belong to people. Now, those places we've brought in well over $3 trillion in the last couple of decades. If you go to these communities, do they look like habitations for human beings? Do they look like places where human beings live? Are those persons who have gotten so, I don't know, whether disillusioned or so uninformed as to take up arms to shoot military people, normal human beings? Are they supposed to be out there just roaming like normal human beings? If you are considering them normal, I have a big question mark to put there. That is very important. The communities are in squalor. They look like squalors. And so the people may not have gotten what is ordinarily supposed for them to have to relate with people properly. Do they even know that soldiers, for instance, are there for them? So all these are fundamental. Is there sufficient naira and kobo flowing in those communities, in those areas? Are the people seeing themselves as Nigerians, for instance? Do they know that they are citizens and so have rights as citizens? These are fundamental. But I believe strongly that no normal human being should shield anybody that is a suspect. After all, it is the military's duty to investigate, as far as I'm concerned, and get to the bottom of this, because otherwise there will be a recurrence, and you never can say how worse it could get in the very near future.
Okay. You know something, right? Let me make it easier for you. What is so hard for that guy to really say? It seems to be one of the Amanayan Ambo, Abiamanayan, and Amayan, Babamanayan. I don't know if I pronounce that right. You know, when they dress like that, it's like king. Okay. So he's practically saying that, number one, if you look at all this particular community and the communities in those, I mean, that area, can you, in true sense of it, say these communities have the capacity to raise a gun and turn it on their soldiers and kill them? Well, that answer may be dodgy. Rather than say, well, they don't have the capacity. Well, you may say, well, I don't know. That is one. The second part is that, again, have you been to those communities, really? The communities that have sort of coughed out or earned Nigeria trillions of dollars in the last a few decades. Have you been to those communities and see if those communities are actually like habitable for human beings? To the point that, have you been there? Like, if you have been to those communities, you probably will conclude that, yeah, these people look like human beings living here, but this can't be human beings. There is no way any human can survive here. No way. And any human that survives in this area, in this place, they can't be ordinary human anymore. So you get that kind of feeling that you be like, a man, people live here. They say, yeah, people live here. Are you serious? Like people, human beings. They say, yeah, they live here. We have king. Yeah, we have markets. See, we have everything there. So what? So what he's practically saying is that if the Nigerian army genuinely want to be honest and sincere and they know these areas, they will not turn their guns just on everyone or everyone there. They will rather do their investigation well and go after the real killers. If the killers are among the civilians there. Did you see that community next to the water? That is Okuama. At least you saw that, Abi. If you are watching on YouTube, you can just throw the video back by 2 minutes. Yeah, just 2 minutes. You will see that place. You see where all those people walked out, yeah? That's Okuama. And that is not a recent video too. Here is another one. Still talking about the people declared wanted. And what people from the area really have to say and how they see it. Mind you, GCN. I do not know the full meaning of GCN, okay? But that sounds like some classy, title there. But thank you from Canada. Bless you.
Peace mission. There was a kind of misunderstanding between two communities, Okoloba and Okuama. Okoloba being an Ijaw community, and then Okuama being an Orobo community. But it is not so much about the ethnic division. These communities are intertwined. They are so integrated in so many ways. In tradition, in marriages, in so many ways, they are integrated. And if there is any kind of dispute, it's something that can be handled. But this time, maybe the level was a bit above the ordinary. And the story is that the Delta State government actually went into it. The Delta State government was on top of it. Meetings were called, accords were signed, and everything was okay. The next we had was that military officers and men went to the place on a peace mission. Who invited them for that peace mission has not been clearly stated. Was it the leadership of the community? Was it the political leadership, that is the leadership of the local government? The two communities spread between two local governments, Bumadi local government and Ughelli South local government. Are we talking of the leadership of the local government that invited them for that peace mission? Are we talking of the community leaders that invited them for that peace mission? All of that has not been established.
But what can we establish? That those who say this was not about land dispute,
No.
that this was maybe about oil, illegal oil bunkering, and some of the tussle between these communities about a whole lot of talk relating to oil. Is that true?
It's very true. It's very true. Nothing so grave happens in the Niger Delta without oil underlining it. That has been said before. And that has also been confirmed by the Chief of Army Staff. When we are fishing for other facts, is what I don't understand. Let's keep that narrative. What will happen is that whoever is accessory in any way to the killing, if investigation brings that person out, fine. Nobody is going to query that. Nobody is going to raise issues.
But
regarding
Mr. Obodo,
that.
what are the facts on the ground as the community knows it now? What are the facts? Because the community seems to have their own fact, and what they do know is against the fact that those who believe that if there are conflict between two communities, Okuama on one hand, Okuama on one hand, there are those who think in that community that why is the pressure on Okuama community? What exactly was the reason why the Okuama people believe that there was too much of pressure and there was a side taking against them?
Yes, because what we hear and what everybody says is that youths of Okuama community killed the soldiers. And the Okuama community, they are not even in the stead. As we talk today, the community does not exist.
What do you mean?
In time and space. Of course, the military has taken over the community. We don't even know where the people are. Nobody reaches the leaders. They have all gone underground. And so they are not even able to present their own story. They have not said anything. What we are running with is a single narrative as told by the army, the military authority.
Is it true that the youths, rampaging youths of the community killed the soldiers?
That is the issue for determination. And that is why the president set up an investigation team. And no investigation has been done. That has not been established. And so to come to that conclusion is just judicial.
But there are some key elements, some key personalities who are so-called the big boys, which you know some of the facts that have been thrown around the conversation and narrative within the Yoruba community and the Ijaw community about these personalities, some of them who have been in government before and some of them who are deeply involved in oil refining and illegal bunkering and all what have you. And these are some of the facts that could help the nation to be able to know where exactly we are headed. What can you tell us? What exactly are the grievances or the conflict? What was the bottom line of the conflict?
So if all of this is known to the authorities, why are they not just doing that?
Can you tell us? That's why you are here.
Yes.
To let us know what the facts that are not out there, what we do not know. That's why you're here.
What we do not know, or the facts that are not out, is that it is not true that those gallant officers would have been taken out by just community boys. There's so much to it. And the story is that they were not just only killed, their bodies were mutilated. And so there was some kind of anger, some kind of an attempt to just pull out something, to get even with some grievance. And so it's deeper than community. I said in one forum that community, as we know it, is just a rural community, does not have the capacity to deliver that level of tragedy. And when the president said this thing was going to be investigated, we were all happy. But the military is pushing against every other view and maintaining that persons from
Did you get that now? So the narrative out there is what the military told the press. Every other view, every other evidence, or sort of open ups and all that, they don't want to hear it. The youth of the community, they killed colonel, they killed major generals, and they killed soldiers, 17 of them, and they butchered them, and they buried them. Have you seen Okuama community? There is no way you will see that community and not ask that question again, like how? How did they do it? How? So if you ask any question, if you try to kind of get other people's voices sort of heard, boom, the Nigerian army may declare you wanted. Because most of these people on this list, right, they were those who make statements. They were contrary to peace meeting that the Nigerian army and the Nigerian media were telling everybody, all these people, they've done nothing. Oh, these people are not killers. Oh, these are people from either the community or other communities who have spoken out on the activities and the illegalities of the Nigerian military in that axis. But guess what? They have printed all their names as wanted people. And they didn't only say that, they said photographs of wanted person in connection to the killing of 17 Nigerian army personnel at Okuama community in Ughelli South local government area of Delta State on the 14th of March, 2024. Meanwhile, the killings that started, that you are hearing about today, right? The killings that started in Okuama started from the 11th. From the 11th. They have been killing them since 11th. All right? So then they reported that, they killed soldiers on the 14th. They didn't do any autopsy. There's no postmortem or anything to describe how did those soldiers died. Okay? So were they kidnapped? Were they tortured? Were they stabbed to death? Were they shot? All of this now, they've buried them. They've buried evidence. And they want all of us, okay, to believe everything they say to us. If you therefore say something otherwise, and for some reason what you say should go viral on social media, the Nigerian army will declare you wanted. They will say you are among those who have something to do with the killing of their colleagues. So to those of you who are looking for make military come take over, make military to come take over, I hope you are going to be, you would have to review what you are wishing for. You might be very careful for what you wish for, I tell you. So, and then our hearts and love goes to the victims of this military terrorism in that axis, and to the families of the slain soldiers. It's unfortunate you will never know who killed your family members. You will never know the corrupt institution they are working for that could plot their death because of the of the evil business, bunkering that they are doing in the Niger Delta region. And you have heard them. Any fight will happen for Niger Delta is oil induced. The people of Niger Delta, you see, you see the people of Niger Delta, all people who live in there, the Yorubas, the Jaws, the Shekiris, and the rest of them like that, to the owners of Nigeria. They are just quarters. Listen to me very well. You, Niger Deltans watching me right now. To the owners of Nigeria, you are just squatters. You are squatting on their oil field. If they have their way, they can actually wipe all of you out of that place, because like our oil, your oil will be say you know own, except if you have to go and steal them. Now, some of your children, to survive, they have to steal your oil in Niger Delta. You know that if the owners of Nigeria, from Sokoto to Lagos, from Oshogbo to Agodi, now, from Kano to where again? To the entire caliphate, the owners of the oil, they are not from Niger Delta. And that is why you may know yourselves by name, because they are your ancestral land, Abi. We are Yoruba. Oh, we are Ijo people. We are Ijo. Our fathers own this land. And our kiniko. You better stop deceiving yourselves. As Nigeria is concerned, you are just squatters on those land. You know that or you don't. And you are just number. Your land that you call kingdoms, they are just numbers in their book. OPL 45, OPL 13, OPL 144, OPL 290. You know, they hear OPL, OPL, operating, we see you they call that thing again, oil platform. I became man paying an OPL. I don't know, I don't care, but it's actually about oil rig, clothing pay, oil rigs. So they will tell you, say, some of them, they know where OPL 145 day. But if you ask them, what is the name of the community of the OPL? We don't know them, but we just know that OPL 145 is in Calabar. OPL 120 is Atlantic Ocean. OPL 24, that one is somewhere next to Delta. What about the people who did there? We don't know them. They are just quarters. That's why nobody will care. That's why they never felt like they should let you have a taste of your own supposed their wealth. Because you are just quarters. They have their way. They can move all of you away from that place. The people of Bayelsa, sorry, no vex so. Because I know say some small thing they make some of you vex for top this social media. Bayelsa is a small country. If they won't move everybody where the Bayelsa come out, where they could construct oil block, enter the entire Bayelsa, Yenagua, everywhere, where they move everybody out. I don't think they will need more than maybe 50 or 60 buses to move the entire population of Bayelsa out of Bayelsa. I'm joking. I'm just saying, like, you know, literally. So, our heart goes to you. And we hope that you are all going to see beyond your fear. The one that is a Nigeria imposed fear that except you are part of this Nigeria, you will be nothing. Can you believe that? Yeah, that's what they said. Said that if you leave Nigeria, some people are coming for your oil. And since they are coming for your oil, it's better you stay in Nigeria. And you are there now. Look at it. Our heart goes to you. For those who have survived this so far, make God still help you now. But for those of you who are not from that part for now, okay, let's move to the other part, which is the northern Nigeria. Baba, I want to release the 300 and in fact, they don't release over 500 either ISWAP terrorists or those that they claim are the link with Boko Haram. Yesterday, I was telling you that last night, was I not? That was when we were trying to understand this Kaduna kidnapping, the scripts. You know, we have been digging, so we're trying to understand how the script they go. if it's going to be a suspense or if it's going to be a blockbuster. So we've been following the script and it's been as watery as anything. And that was why in our own, using our tentacles like that, trying to pick what, sniff around and get to see the truth behind the whole charade. Some of us have done the discover, done the suspect say, you see those 230 people that Nigerian army said they will release because they now discovered that these guys have nothing. Certainly, surprisingly, they now discover that they don't have any link. They do not have any link with the Boko Haram. After they said the generous terrorists who demanded for 1 billion naira to free the kidnapped school children, 287 of them. So they changed their mind and they just what's that one? 150 missing children disappeared. They now call them to come and take 137 of them for free. So we're suspecting that, you see those ones that were released from Kuje like that, right? By the Nigerian army. They might actually be prisoner swap. I didn't know that another court is telling them to release over 300 arrested ISWAP fighters. ISWAP fighters. They're going to release all of them to the public and everybody would have to go and well, do like that and do like that as you are going out every day. You do like that and you pray, you know. Because every day the danger continues to increase. And talking about Kaduna, that Sonny guy, Sonny the Clown, seems to have adopted the children feed as well. I'll show you. I'll show you. Because we have an SSG who's a medical and a deputy governor here is also a medical doctor. So you don't have and for those that want to be lawyers, Malay Supermission here is one of the most successful lawyers in Nigeria. He's a brilliant lawyer. Yesterday, the parents came here, met the children, spent time with them. Everyone was happy. But of course, I would like to give a lot of credit to the children who, since they were handed over to Kaduna State government, they've been very, very cooperative. They were patient with us. They also understand the situation they found themselves in. Some of them came back, we realized that their situation was really extremely very serious in terms of their mental and psychological situation. That was the reason why we decided to engage the services of psychologists, and they went through a lot of medical doctors, nurses, and they were given adequate psychosocial counseling and therapy. I'm happy today that all the children here are extremely happy and in high spirit. One we met 2 days ago, they told me they don't want to go back home, they want to stay with me for the next 2 weeks, but I told them it's not possible. So I told them they have to go home. They said they will stay until a day before Salah, before they go back home. Is that not what he said? You wanted to Koso and then you go? Say Salah go to Salah a day before Salah. But I told them I cannot let them stay here because their parents want to be with them. And of course I believe everyone at home is missing them. When the parents came yesterday, they were all happy. Some of them were crying, meeting their parents for the first time after almost 16 or 17 days. They will go back home today by the grace of God.
But what I will say here is that all the 137, like I promised them, they will be my children by the grace of God. And I've already directed Ubasani Foundation. My foundation has been in existence for the past 60 years. And our focus is on education and healthcare. So I'm not using conventional government money, but I will use Ubasani Foundation to look after their education, and I will try as much as possible to support them. They are very resilient, and some of them here want to be medical doctors, some want to be lawyers, some want to be accountants, and few of them want to be soldiers. So in fact, one of them, the lady here who 4 days ago said she wants to be a soldier, even the GOC or Mechanized Division, General Saraso has already adopted her and he wants to be her mentor. So we thank General Saraso for being her mentor and he wants to guide her. SSG, who is a medical doctor and the deputy governor, have already volunteered also to guide those that want to be medical doctors. So those that want to be medical doctors are very lucky here because we have an SSG who is a medical and a deputy governor here is also a medical doctor. So we don't have medical. And for those that want to be lawyers, Malay Supermission here. Because we have an SSG who is a medical and a deputy governor here is also a medical doctor. So we don't have medical. And for those that want to be lawyers, Malay Supermission here is one of the most successful lawyers in Nigeria. He's a brilliant lawyer. He's also going to guide you by the grace of God. So you don't have medical. For those that want to be police, you know, we have CP here, very active. The DSS is also very active. So all of us, collectively, will guide you by the grace of God. And of course, I've already directed that a lot of renovation and rehabilitation is going on in the community, as well as the school, and even the entire community. Because for me, Politico community is one of the most peaceful community in Kaduna State. Even when the incident happened, when I met the families, I told them clearly that they should have faith in government, they should believe in our government, by the grace of God will do everything to ensure that our children return back safely. Today, the children are back, all of them. We only lost one of the teachers who is a very, very good man, Maiyegun Abubakar. Because all the children have really missed him. We missed him. Mala Abubakar was a very, very good man. And he guided the children. He's one of the most active teachers in the school, but we lost him. So may his gentle soul rest in happy peace. We are going to miss him, and the children are missing him also. This is Isa. Isa is the son of Malam Abubakar, who died in captivity. That's the head teacher of Politico school. And that is the reason why Kaduna government have decided to support the family, and all the children of Malam Abubakar will be given scholarship by Kaduna government to finish their school. We are also supporting the family with 10 million naira because of what they went through. So that is the son. You can see him. His father died in his presence because the father died because of some medical complications. That was why he lost his life. May you soar in peace.
So when they begin to, or should we say when they stop using their children in their evil and devilish political power play, maybe we can begin to see them as humans. But for everybody who knows the entire agenda behind this whole thing, using children in this manner, could only be that of people who are like inherently evil. And that's who they are. So they've released more terrorists, and their courts are releasing more terrorists even without trial. Somebody said, oh, this country, people are not serious in this country, man. Like, what the hell? Releasing terrorists and then, not after proper court trial or investigations that finally sort of clear them that they have no connection with the terrorist. But you went on, collected 1 billion naira, plus almost 600 freed terrorists or terror sympathizers. Man, the terrorists in Nigeria, they hit gold in Nigeria, honestly speaking. And that is only because those who are in there, who are supposed to actually stop this act of terror, are those who are benefiting from it. And at the end of the day, on the lighter, sort of on a good side, he said they are sponsoring, they are giving, the children are now his children, so he's adopting them, and he's going to see to their education. Says something about some of them having mental, sort of a mental problem, after coming back from that trauma. So they were going to get, proper medical help for them. Okay. And then the boy that they claim his father died in the custody, he died in his presence and all that. So he has been adopted too. But it is all politics, all talks and all that. Okay? While the rest of them, after when the camera is off, all right, you are going to see them elsewhere doing what the northern criminal politicians always love them to do. Begging. That means after the whole drama, the people that will cash out have cashed out. Those that will cash out billions or millions or hundreds of it, they've done so, and they are plotting for the next one. But what do they do with all of that money? You know Daniel Amokachi? Yeah, Amokachi from Kaduna. The former Nigerian Super Eagles footballer. He made a video of those who queued in front of his house for what is believed the Ramadan Zakat time, where people go on to beg. The needy, they'll go to the house of those who house and beg for alms during Ramadan or, Zakat alms giving. He made a 3 minutes video in front of his house, a 4 minutes video. I'll show you. All those people who are actually like looting Nigeria from northern Nigeria, where are they spending the money? And who are they spending the money on?
Don Allah don annabi ku dubi layi da ake yi na neman abinci. Shinkafa ne ake rabawa 10 kg ake rabawa mai kaman wanda yake da kaman mudu 7 ko 8 shine zai zama 10 kg. Duk wannan layin da kuke gani din nan layin mata ne kawai, banda layin maza. Iya layin mata ne wannan suke bi layi. Duk wannan layin da ka gani banda Allah ba wanda sai yawan mutanen da suke layi. Kuma yanzu gudun da ake yi dinnan ana gudu ne za a je a shiga layi. Layin yana can baya daga inda na dauko shi. Ana ta gudu ne yanzu a je a shiga layi. ana bi ya kawo security gidan Omakaci a Kaduna, gidan Omakaci nan ne ake yin wannan abu tun da safe karfe 5 aka ji wani layin nan ana shiga ana fita ana karba ana nan da kewa ana fita ana shiga ana karba suna fita ana shiga ana karba ana fita ana jan layi an sa da 'yan banga da sojoji a bakin gate shine abin da ake yi tun da safe karfe 5 ake wannan layin ana karba ana tafiya sadaka yake yi ka dubi irin wannan abin da yake yi wannan abin da yake don Allah ya biya shi Allah ya biya shi Allah ya samu a danshin sa mu ma Allah ya ba mu yanda zamu yi kaman haka Allah ya ba mu yanda zamu yi mu ma kaman haka ya fito ya tara kuɗi ya dauki kuɗin sa ya sai abinci ana raba wa mutane ya sa jami'an tsaro a tsare a bilayi kowa ya shiga ya karba wanda ya karba ya tsallaka titi kawai ya je ya abun nan fa duk layi ne daga kwana an yi kwanan gidansa kenan yanzu nan an zo kwana da yake nan duk wancan wani layi ne aka yi kwana sanda aka kuma kure shi ga nan layin wanda suka approaching gidan kenan yanzu nan wanda yake layin nan kan ya kusan shiga shine wanda nan suke zazzanne su ne an kira za su shiga ka gan su nan wanda suke zazzanne a nan ga nan kofar gidan za a shiga kowa ya shiga ya karbi abunsa ga nan layin maza in guragu ne ba sa layi kawai sun an tara su kawai sai a shiga nan kuma layin maza ne shine nan layin maza ne kun gani jama'a a masa addu'a bukatun sa na alkhairi duka Allah ya biya masa Allah ya cika masa burin sa na alheri wannan duka layin maza ne za gani iya ganinka kuma 10 kg ne ake barwa mutane suna karba suna murna suna sa albarka 10 kg ne wannan layin maza ne shi ma ya zo ya yi kwana haka kamar yadda kuka na yi kwanan nan ya yi kwana ne yana tafiya wani waje ya shiga wani layi shi ma wannan layin watakila ina ga sai an kure shi shi ne abin da Allah ya nuna mu a Kaduna haka layin ya yi kwana ha ya zo ƙarshe shi ne abin da ake ciki Allah da ya biya shi kaga wanda suka samu gashi nan sun karba suna farin ciki suna murna suna addu'a suna sa.
Somebody said, is that for one person's house? Of course now. Did you see the corners? Yeah, it was like the women are supposed to be on the other side because men and women can stay in the same place. It's haram. So the women on the side, the first side, then the men on the other side. Did you see that curve? They are all going into a place to collect a 10 kg bag of rice. Did you see that? Yeah. That is why the criminals in politics will love to keep stealing so that more and more people like that can always come and, they can come around once or twice in a month to come and beg for food. For now, that is under the cover of Ramadan. So you see that crowd that went to one person's house. Do you think if that is how it is all over the world, if you think if that is how it is in America or in the UK or in other advanced democracies all over the world, do you think you will see anybody with genuine money that they will tell you that they made their money genuinely? Do you think anybody that is making their money genuinely, telling you that Allah is blessing them, is the grace of God? People who are really running businesses, that's the way they do business, where they earn legitimate money. Do you think that person can survive feeding people like that every time? Yeah? That's the way they make legit money. Somebody who is working profit and loss business. And not all these ones like, it's the grace of God. See how you take that? It's God. We thank God. God has been very merciful. But you are a corrupt criminal. And that is why the only place you can see something like that is a contraption, the hellhole, called Nigeria, where criminals are your role models. It's not possible. Here you get. There is no country run on freebies. And since the criminals in Nigeria knows that the poorer you are, the more submissive you are going to be. Do you know that? Before I left Nigeria, we had this saying that if you don't get money now, another person behavior, you're going to behave. You want me to tell you about that? Yeah, we have a saying. And I believe they are still saying it in Nigeria today. That is why one of my brothers told me that they are not sure I'm going to make it in life. Because I am poor, I can't get stubbornness. How can you be poor and be stubborn? How can you be poor and say you want to prove a point? Poor people know they prove points. For being poor alone, for no reason, you go to offend people. You don't understand what, okay. I'll put a break a little bit on what I am saying there, okay? So I want to tell you this about what poverty does, okay? Number one, if you are a poor person, there are some places that you will go to, and if anything goes missing, you are a suspect. Like it's natural. Even you will suspect yourself. Who could have stolen my phone? You will come to check your body and say, you haven't seen this person, no. But you see everybody in the room. You look at yourself. They are looking for phone. You are pressing your body and see if you took somebody's phone. Meanwhile, you did not take anybody's phone. No. And suddenly everybody there will just be looking at you like, I say, what? Why is everybody looking at me? I did not take any phone. No. Come and search me. That is what poverty can do to you. Poverty, which these criminals have sort of codified. They've hacked it, they've weaponized it, and then they will use it against you. So if you are poor, you're not supposed to get opinion. Who won't use your opinion? So you have opinion, you have idea. This is not like practically true, sure you get. I'm talking about the way they look down on you when you are poor. You will know now, you will know that you are poor. You know, when you begin to hear the rat in your house, they gossip about you. Look at them. Very foolish, very, very poor people. They are not cooking this evening again. I went to the kitchen, the whole place is very cold. They are not cooking. Very, very poor family. You know that kind of poverty where you go poor, maybe say the rat in your house, they go to gossip about you. So, okay. And when you do like that, they say, hey, leave us alone. No, they pass your what do you call your frustration on us. That kind of poverty level, So poverty is so bad, right? That the criminals in Nigeria that have weaponized it, they have a way around it enough that they want more of you there. The more you are there, the kind of powerful they feel like. So when you are poor, you are a suspect in everywhere, and that is why when anybody if somebody makes you feel like poverty is not a bad thing, it's a very bad thing. You know they get opinion. They will tell you, say you get opinion. Take and become rich. It says, I have an idea. Albany, keep your idea. Use it for yourself. Have you ever been in that situation before? Where there are people everybody they are talking. Then you are like, I have an idea. I have an idea. Use it for yourself. It is poverty. Yes, now, like I'm being serious, but like it may not really show. Sure you get, but they will say, you don't get money, you are poor. You talk say you get idea. Idea will need. What is that idea in the head of a poor man? Let's be honest. If idea will want a brain, how much is your idea? And they'll tell you that if you are a poor man, they advise rich man. Are you all right? I say, but I'm trying to help him. I'm trying to advise him not to say, Papa, why you don't use that idea and make money for yourself? Okay? So that was me. We say back in Nigeria then. And then, you know, if you have been out of that space, number one, you will never want to be back there. And number two, when you now see how people within that bracket are being treated by those who are taking advantage of them, it actually hurts more. I say, is that how they treated me when I was in that place? I say, yes, now. Was that, you know, it's like asking your parents, say, Baba, are we that poor when I did that place? We say, we are poor, gone, we are very poor, getting gone, with our grace of God, we take care of our more. Say, yeah, we're very poor. Say, is that why nobody respected us like that? Say, who they respect poor person? Now the poor people, they get the best ideas. But unfortunately, somehow, they just make them poorer. So you have this thing that, you know, poverty that will make people just to hate you. You don't do anything, no. Don't say you do anything, you don't do anything, no. But once you walk in there, they just be like, oh my God. Who is this? What's this? What is this? It is poverty. And there are those who they are like the poverty merchants. They create more and more and dump people inside the basket of poverty. They come to now, they tell you, say, God loves the poor. May God not love me like that. I don't want that kind of love. Tell it. If anybody tell you, say, God loves poor people, tell them, say, well, if they're happy to be, they should go ahead. You don't want that kind of love because it's deceitful. So talking about the criminals who are enjoying that and then keeping everybody in there. I mean, it works for them until you probably choose that you don't want to be that anymore. And that will be a choice. That will be your own choice. Poverty today at Ikeja Airport, for Muritala Mohammed Airport in Lagos, I think. All right. So something happened. And what was that? Ordinary Nigerians are wherever you are, they know where they know their own boundaries. So it's between the Bengadania's son and then KFC in Lagos. That one happened today. Oh no, sorry, it happened yesterday. And they took action today. I don't care. It shall happened. And what happened? They said KFC, that is a KFC outlet that is operating inside the international airport, boldly put a poster on their wall that says no wheelchair allowed. Can you even believe that in this 21st century? But Nigeria has a lawless place where they say they don't care about who you be. They are building buildings right now, like they are having building approvals in all over the place. But when you see some of them, they do not have any of this wheelchair disability access, and they don't care. You don't see where people go to say, are you sure say you know if you walk, or you just like to sit down on top of that wheelchair? A typical Nigerian gatesman will ask you, or doorman will ask you on your wheelchair. I say, are you going to carry the chair inside? Because there is nowhere we don't have it. You know what I mean? But this one was like people who are already, because I am very sure what transpired today, as much as we all know that discrimination, in fact, I've actually covered few news around that, right? Where Nigerians with disability, you know, they're like ability and disability and all of that kind of campaigns to encourage public buildings in Nigeria to at least modernize and build access for the wheelchair users. Okay. And that never seems to really be a thing until Benga Daniel's disabled son wanted, tasty fried chicken or some chicken nugget and chips. I don't know, maybe he was traveling out of Nigeria, or he just came into Nigeria. I don't know. But something transpired inside the restaurant. Yeah, inside the KFC. I want shut the KFC down. They don't shut them down now. Airports. Something will say you. People go talk to you somehow. You go say you're having a. What's they call that thing again? That when somebody says something to you and you're having a breakdown. No, is it breakdown? Sometimes all this English, they are just too many. They are recent English, okay? There's some English words that sort of resonate with what I'm trying to say to you right now before they can make any meaning to you. You know that thing that they will say, you have hurt my feeling. And I will just start crying because you just told me there that I did not brush my beard very well. You know that kind of thing that I will say, you hurt my feeling. For example, if you tell me now that, Maiyegun, why don't you go and shave? And I can start crying. Like, why would you have to say that? You just hurt my feeling. No, that kind of snowflake thing, like, that's not regular with a regular Nigerian who is kind of like facing all of whatever things that is being thrown at them. But they hurt Benga Daniel's son's feelings, and they paid for it. All right? Here, Jibola.
Hold on. This is wait.
No.
Listen to me. The difference between airport wheelchair and his personal wheelchair is that this is how he gets around in life. He doesn't have a choice. So if you are bringing a policy now, and if you are the person that's telling me, wait,
Hello, please drop your phone. Why are you snapping me? I'm not snapping you. I'm recording what you're saying. So what are you recording?
Hello, listen to me.
You said it now. Please don't shout on me.
And don't just speak.
And tell her not to record me. Why would she be recording me? Hello, please hold on. Hello, please.
Record it.
I do have to say you could have handled the situation better in terms of when I was coming in.
I would, but you wouldn't allow me.
Okay. But so please, can you explain to me what the issue is with my husband coming into KFC?
Hold on.
Okay.
Look, it wasn't an issue.
Okay.
When you guys came in,
yeah,
we could have told you guys that wheelchair is not allowed.
Okay.
And even the narco guy, all narco people, they are aware that the guy that pushed the wheelchair.
Okay.
All narco people knows that wheelchair is not allowed.
Okay. In KFC?
Yes.
Only KFC?
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay, about other places, but KFC.
I wasn't working here from the onset. I was transferred here. When I was transferred, part of what they were telling me, they told me wheelchair is not.
So, the lady, probably the member of staff, is new. And she was explaining to them that, I just got transferred here. And what they are trying to tell you right there is that wheelchair is not allowed in this place. And Debola, what's that guy's name again? Debola, yeah. Debola Daniel. That's Benga Daniel's son. Who was there? His wife was like, is it true that my husband couldn't use his wheelchair by coming in there? And I was like, well, it is the policy. Is that policy? Is that new? Baba, if Nami did there, they shouted, what kind of policy is this? What kind of Now for kiloting kiri you will now go, yes, Maiyegun don't enter Nigeria. Because now wait till they go take announcement, arrive at that. They will arrest me. And that is why some said that if the children of families of governors or presidents, vice president, and the rest of them, if they were kidnapped, if they have been kidnapped, or a state governor kidnapped or killed by terrorists, that this terror will end before you can even imagine it. That it will end like within days, it will end. So, unless it happens to them, it's just we're on our own, okay? So, but it's good enough that it's happening to them, and I bet Debola called his dad. Hello, Daddy. So what happened, my son? You won't believe it today, what I saw today. I am shaking right now. So what happened? Lute, yeah. You know, in Papa na senator now. You won't believe that KFC said I couldn't use my wheelchair. Really? Give me Keyamo's number. Here. Hello, Keyamo. How are you? Where are you? Are you back? You have to, even if you have to like post it on Twitter right now, you need to. They did not allow my son to use his wheelchair inside the. Is that even a thing? How is that possible? Otumba Emma Benu, so sorry. That's what they do to destroy this government. This is what they do to spoil the name of this government. Otumba, don't worry, we are suspending the KFC straight up. I mean, if it's going to allow all of our people with any disability or a view for them to be able to use their wheelchairs, at least from their airports, in their airports. If this one is going to bring that change, then it is a win for all of us disabled who have ability in disability, because there is always ability in disability, by the way, and you can use what you have to get what you want. So yeah, it's sort of a mixed one, right? So I hope using your wheelchair for easy access to shops and to offices and to homes become a thing in that place, because Baba, wheelchair or people with disability in this part of the world, right? The headache, the restraint, the constraint, the health challenges of their disability, these are enough for people to actually deal with. Not how I'm going to roll myself into a shop, or I'm going to roll myself into an office for an appointment, and or I'm going to roll myself into a space and buy something, or even get myself a refreshment without being looked at and say, as if to say I'm a burden. I don't have to be a burden to any of you if those facilities are provided. You know that? Well, okay. I don't stay for Scotland. You don't. So I talk like the way they Scotland. But now somebody don't put them for trouble for Nigeria now. Because if you think it's nothing, so it's a win for the people with disability. Yesterday, you heard the news that Abure conducted his own party convention. That is the Labour Party convention. Well, I did say I do not want to help Tinubu and his gang do the job of tearing you down. But there are some truths that you have to possibly not shy away from. One of them is the fact that Abure seems to be actually acting alone. And not just acting alone. It seems to be acting like somebody will get something to hide. I hate it when somebody has something to hide. You know what I mean? Like, we all have something to hide, though. But anything I go do, maybe say I don't say if he becomes public, now like this I go to waka, I won't even do it at all. But he's got something to hide, and it seems that he is naked in himself even more. So yeah, they told him not to probably do any convention the way he wanted to. In fact, he shouldn't participate. He's got too much baggages. Well, he went ahead, though, re-elected himself, and now he was supposed to be inaugurated as re-elected chairman of Labour Party, right? But that seems not going to happen. I don't think so. Because from the circular, so I mean, it's in circulation, circular in circulation, right? It is from the Labour Party Board of Trustees. They rejected that convention. How could you do a convention where your OB is not there? What happened to all your elected officials? What happened to your the obedient? Come on, man. Like, what's going on? So these are the questions people were asking, like, what's going on? Why is all this? Why is Abure doing this? Anyway, so it's obvious that, see, there is more to all of this, okay? And with time, you will know more. But for what it is now, it seems that the Labour Party has gone the way of a PDP APC. And if you are an obedient as well, watching me right now, you might need to begin to really look into your priorities, and then, yeah, you need to Because as it is right now, now you can't wake somebody that is pretending to be sleeping. Now, person when they sleep, that they wake up. Wake up. Wake up. You do not wake somebody that is pretending to be sleeping. A lot is coming out already. And yeah, from the part of the LOP in Enugu, those who used Yoruba wave to have to get their own seat at the table. I think they are done. Some of them are done already. In Enugu, the entire how many are there in Enugu? The 6 House of Assembly members of Labour Party decamped straight to PDP. They didn't blink. And I think they should lose their seat, Abi. Nigeria. Anyway, Shato, the old Wahala, it seems that the whole house of cards is already falling apart. And the question some are asking now is, should Obi jump ship or stay to fix an already rotten situation and make it even more rotten? I don't know. I just saw people asking the questions elsewhere there, right? Like, okay, what should do as well? I will help you ask others when I have the chance. Now that is that. I do not want to go deeper in that, okay? So on the other one as well, this one is a tricky one, but I'm going to keep some of it to myself until I have enough. I know enough until I have enough to show to you, so that what I know with what I have to show you, the both of them can come straight to you, and then you get the clarity that you should get. So I'm going to keep it to myself. Last night we couldn't take calls, but we will take tonight, in fact a longer one. It was meant to be the People's Parliament, remember? But we can't do People's Parliament anymore this moment. But we can take calls. So I'm going to pop you on a short hold. Now, when I get back, I will take calls. Don't go anywhere. At least not yet. Thank you very much for staying tuned. And there's something I'm going to kind of say too, because somebody's mentioned that today, and it's not the first time people are saying that to me. And I feel like I'm going to say it here now. and I will let you sort of possibly react to it before the calls start connecting. Okay. So I was on a TikTok earlier this evening, and one of the members of this temple, a disciple from here who lives in the UK, is currently in Nigeria, where he's vacationing. I will just use the word vacationing or holidaying, right? And this individual said that he was in Lagos most of the time. It was shuttling between Lagos and Benin. And it was around talking to people. He said he spoke to a few people, group of people, like individuals and group of people and all that, to ask them about the situation in Nigeria and what their thoughts are on the breakup of Nigeria, especially understanding this sort of mismatch, injustice, corruption, terrorism, and all of these things, shall we, like, almost to his own shock, right? He said, not that people don't know what is going on. They do know what's going on. But according to them, they are not really interested, or they've not heard enough, or never interested in Biafra or Yoruba nations and all of that. Like, on the spot, this is an individual report here. He said, right there in Benin, where there was an Igbo man's shop, a Biafran, very massive electronic shop. So he went there, did some shopping, spent like about 38 million. He was about to spend about 38 million, where he's ordering massive, supply for his own projects in Benin. So while they were like putting everything together, talking about payment, so they were kind of talking about payment. Then conversation now changed to, man, this country, the best thing. No, I think he said, he asked the guy and he said, Baba, are you also kind of supporting the Biafra? Because this country, we can see that this country is going nowhere, like kind of that kind of conversation. He said this guy just flare up. Yeah, an Igbo man. Igbo businessman in Benin. He just flare up that, my brother, don't mind those noisemakers on social media. There's nothing like Biafra or wherever. Nnamdi Kanu should go and sit down. He came from UK, came here to come and put everybody in trouble. This guy was like, are you serious? Something that was supposed to be like gist, like jealous gist, and just talk gist randomly. And this guy was like, he just went on and on and on and on more. He said, well, you know what? I'm not buying anything again, Baba. I'm so sorry. He said, oh, we are one Nigeria. We are Nigeria. Nobody have time for all of that too. In Lagos, again, the crowd he met, that doesn't mean that you have to generalize. I'm not generalizing now. Don't generalize, please. Okay. Well, this is not the first time I'm hearing this. And also, this is not the first time I am hearing that. Now, us where they are abroad, now us they get stomach headache for Nigeria matter. And because of that, some of them have learned that all of them are with the diaspora. Because of what you know that is going on in Nigeria, you are the one. They said now they react like say heaven won't fall. Nigerians are hungry. People are suffering. What kind of thing is this? The people are dying. The people are hungry. How can you be doing this to people? This is so wrong. You are killing children. You are kidnapped. Yeah. They say now us where they are abroad. Now us they carry this wahala for head. To them in Nigeria, it is not that deep, Maiyegun. This country is going to break up soon with all this. Yes, I agree with you. Maiyegun. I agree with you. I agree. This country, people are tired. The people are tired of this country. They want to have their own country. Yes, Maiyegun. Yes. Very, very true, my brother. You are doing a great job, Maiyegun. Great job. All this, everybody is tired. It's not the first time. It's not. But just because I know that are also genuine people, I'm talking about genuine people who actually really want things done differently. They want it done differently, and they want it done sincerely and honestly. They believe it's going to benefit everyone, but they don't see themselves, well, they see themselves as people who don't really have what it takes to challenge these people. They are there in Nigeria. So I'm not going to pretend that everybody is just kind of taking advantage of us. Here you get. Because sometimes you see those people where you just send video, Maiyegun's video to, they have seen Maiyegun before. Are you with me? They have seen Maiyegun. You see those people you are sending my video to in Nigeria, they have seen me. But to them, maybe this one no go get hypertension because of Nigeria. Back in Nigeria, this person said he has no idea, he has no clue, he has no way they are doing it. But somehow, their bars are always filled to the brim. I even tried to say, but Baba, you know, say Nigeria, don't be say the bar full. No mean say everybody they buy drink. Now, people where they can't drink free drink, plenty pass. Because if you will just come back from abroad now, from the UK, you are in Nigeria, you have 3-4 boys with you, you take them to a joint, and you tell them to take whatever they want to drink. Now they are drinking, they point and kill for fish, they chop pepper soup. And everybody, whoever walks into the bar, will see like 6 people drinking, the entire table covered. That no mean say everybody waited that table, no they see shaggy. But this person was like, no, Maiyegun, I still don't think, Okay. Adiola, are you there?
Chairman, I'm there. Baba, I just say, hopefully I'll make it very quick one. I'm not really surprised about that guy's account in terms of what he encountered in Nigeria.
They say we are people's responses to. Now we the overreact.
Yes.
And since we are reacting like that, they will just say, yeah, it's true. We haven't eaten all long, this country. At least you know I'm now, Adiola. You know that this country is not easy, Please, I want to pay the school fees of my child. And you're like, it's true, My brother, God will save you. Send your account.
You know, to be honest with you, I'm not surprised. You know, I expect that kind of response, because even when I have friends that come over from Nigeria and we have that conversation, at the end of the day, I feel as if I'm the one that is much more bothered, rather than them. So I'm not really shocked that the responses that he got during his trip, he said he was did not meet up
himself, and he said,
of course.
Maiyegun,
yes, of course.
I am so surprised that the reaction of people I meet on ground here, it no correlate with waiting with the talk at all.
No, it doesn't. Even I was speaking to a friend of mine just not too long ago, some few minutes, and he attested to me that the bag of rice has gone up to 89,000 naira. That people are even struggling to, buy Gary, to drink Gary. That Gary is like gold now. Maiyegun, to be honest with you, I'm not shocked. If people have been raised in that kind of environment and that's all they know, it's hard for them to see, how they can get out.
Yeah,
it's hard. It's very hard. So people have been conditioned. That's what they know. That is the exact thing. People are in captivity. Yes, they are moving. Yes, they are going up and down. But at the end of the day, they are still in captivity. And I'll probably just circle back to what I said the last time we had the conversation about the foreign remittances. I can't still get over that wall whereby people that purportedly, that outside the country are more productive than people that live in that country. So you can't really compare numbers wise, right? So if you take all the Nigerian population or people in diaspora, it's a fraction, it's a small fraction compared to the potential of people
I was reading
that,
it somewhere, right, Adeola,
yeah.
where somebody said, I'm not going to believe he said it, okay? That Onyama guy, the guy of a hairpiece, right?
Yeah,
Quoted to have said, somebody earning 200,000 in Nigeria is living a better life than somebody earning 2,000 pounds in the UK, right?
Yeah, I saw the clip.
But I've been
I've
looking for the video until I see a video
I saw
where
the
he said
clip.
it, okay? I'm not going to believe
I
he
saw
said
the clip,
it, right?
But
you know why I actually mentioned
I
it?
heard it.
You know why I
heard
mentioned
it, but
that,
I
right?
just
It's
looked away
because
from it. Yeah.
whether he said it or not, there are some section of Nigerians that believe that as well too. Do you know?
Yeah.
That they believe that if you are earning 2,000 pounds in the UK, somebody living in Nigeria earning 200 or 500,000 naira has a better life than you, and they believe it.
Yeah, of course. They, I heard the clips and I was disappointed, in what he
So he
said.
actually said it.
Yes, he did. But I think for context, it would be good to watch the entire video because I don't want to judge him. Yeah. So I wouldn't want to just extract some few seconds of that statement which I saw,
because
and now
they earn 2,000 in the UK, right? Can give somebody 500,000 naira from his 2K. Somebody who is earning 500,000 naira in Nigeria cannot dash somebody 2,000 pounds from his own money, can he?
No. What he said is really baffling. I wouldn't expect someone that does international business and has an airline, to reason that way. I think maybe Nigeria's got him.
Yeah.
To be honest with you, maybe Nigeria's got him as well too, because that's what Maiyegun, when you go to Nigeria, you will find it very, very troubling that people think that way, and that is the result of everything. So even if Oyama is prone to that kind of thinking because of that environment, then what else do you expect? Everybody, people that should be intellectuals, that people that do world business, are not immune to this Nigerian craze. They're not immune to it. So the moment you get into that place and you stay there and you mingle for a while, you will lose all sense of reasoning. And that is what is exhibiting. So it's quite of a shame. Not quite. It's a huge shame that he can talk. Someone on 2,000 pounds has a bit of runway or leg room to
I wanted to start listening there, right? Before you touch your 2,000 pounds. If you are earning 2,000 pounds,
you can still get more skills.
Yes,
no,
when we say
even
pounds,
that 2K,
anyway,
Chairman, even that 2K, if he increases his skill, he still has upward mobility. So the next 5 years you come and meet him, he's not that 2K.
Anymore.
It's 2K. His 2K hasn't seen
inflation
that will destroy his salary.
They are like basic, right? Especially for them in Nigeria, okay? Number one, they said that 90, what do you call it? I think they said that 91% of their population does not even have 500,000 in their bank. All right, to start with. So for you to even earn that, that must be some level, okay? So another thing is this: somebody who is earning 2,000 pounds in the UK will not. They have NHS, okay?
Yeah, of course.
So they have
they can call the ambulance.
24 hours electricity. They have the fastest internet. That's where the upward mobility comes in, for whatever they can still do later.
Yes.
You get right?
Yeah.
But
they can retrain.
They have
acquire skills and move up.
You get what I mean? So they have security. Let's put that too, right? And then this person where they earn 500,000, they will need to buy a generator. They will need to provide their own electricity. They will need to provide their own healthcare. They will need to provide their own education for their children as well. Provide their own water. And on like that, right? That the sort of safety nets behind, for somebody with 2,000 pounds and somebody with 500 pounds existing in these two different countries and these two realities, right? If a billionaire thinks that way, then think about how all their elites actually thinks. if indeed, Baba.
Chairman, I think we should capture this whole conversation into one box. It's a mystery. It's a mystery that when you live in that contraption, there's a way it robs you from every sense of awareness and wisdom. You just find yourself acting outside wisdom. It's a mystery because Maiyegun, I've had friends that have also been baffled when they get there. And they see our mates that, have degrees, they have, exposure, they've been out, they are making good money. But that reasoning, that Onyema's reasoning is still there. It's still there. It's still there. It is a mystery. I don't know why it happens, why people that have seen the world do international business know what it is, whereby people, be able to, climb in society, have upward mobility, even with your black skin in this country.
Yes.
If you fight really hard, there is still upward mobility. Time and chance will still happen for you. You will still earn more if you develop yourself, if you have that hunger and that fire in your belly. If you have fire in your belly, you will still develop. But in that country, even with the fire in your belly, you have to struggle against all odds. But
even when you are already trying to get over it, their economic criminality can just happen. Devalue whatever all your gains are.
Exactly.
And
see,
all that gain that
is not even what
propel you to greatness, they can just have it. And as you go back to bottom again, and you start trying to pick up again.
A country that once had a fragile middle class. Because I think during Goodluck Jonathan's tenure, there was this new middle that was forming and becoming, much more stronger. But all of us, so I think the middle class started with Obasanjo. With a the base of the middle class was becoming stronger and larger. People were we had brain gain. People were moving en masse. Even after I thought maybe I will also move back. So, exactly.
Money, building houses. So some of them are actually getting money to start businesses. I remember
exactly
that all of that.
There was
all of that
opening of all the ShopRite. ShopRite was opening.
Yeah.
We had shopping malls coming. So there was foreign capital. There was there's foreign investment. There was private equity going into Nigeria based on those drivers of population and all that kind of stuff. So that was good, but a very fragile middle class. And the fragile middle class was exposed after Goodluck Jonathan's tenure, and all of a sudden everything just went downhill. So in a country whereby there's no more middle. There's no more middle. There's no middle. There's no middle anywhere.
And everyone is up or down. Even that up, people are dropping like
people are dropping, and people that choose not to drop. People. I think when you put it into context, it is the most. Not the most, but the highly skilled Nigerians are living in mass, and that's for me. And that for me is the bad part. Whereby people that are well skilled, people that are heavily skilled, that can transform a nation, people that can create jobs, create wealth, are leaving the shores of Nigeria, and you are left with politicians just making rubbish statements. So Onyema's statement, I don't think we need to compare it or even talk about Onyema's statement. I think he has shot himself in the foot by coming, on live TV. It was a private conversation.
His airline is flying London soon, so we see how many.
Yeah.
He actually said 200,000. I mean, they use 500,000 though. Here you get. So let's see how many people earning 200,000 in Nigeria that will actually be able to fly Onyema's aircrafts to London.
Even 200,000 naira, they can't even apply for visa because I'm sure the visa requirements would be more than 20,000 naira in your bank account. You must have a large
multiple. Thing about Nigeria elites or the middle class, they will call them sometimes on the upper class. Baba, they are so selfish.
They're selfish. They're very selfish. They're very selfish. They're very selfish. Because if you look at people that are traveling in Nigeria, Maiyegun, if you do the maths, people that leave the shores of Nigeria, if we are all sincere, people that leave Nigeria is just a tiny fraction of that population. Is a tiny. So if we're to go by, I don't believe our population because we never had a proper census. So if we're to go by the population that that they dashed us, with 5% annual, population growth rate. If we go by that statistics, right, only a tiny fraction of that country travels or have the means to travel. And the ones that, even the ones that travel, maybe they will hustle all the money and leave. So in the real sense, the elites are the ones leaving the country. If you do the real maths and, okay, let's remove all the noise of people traveling out the country. If you look at people that comfortably travel, it's only a tiny fraction, a very tiny fraction, compared to 200 million if we were, exactly, you can't even travel. If you were going to leave Nigeria with 200,000 naira in your account, no, I don't think British Embassy will listen to you. You must have way more multiples of 200k to even is Maiyegun. It's so the reason why Nigerians don't get it is because as a black person, you can't see the world with a green passport. You can't. You cannot see travel with your green. You can't see the world. You can't because you'll be bogged down with visa applications. But if you have a British passport, you have an American passport, there's what you call travel inequality. Not a lot of black people understand travel inequality.
You just mentioned there.
You can't even travel.
Wait, now I'm gonna tell you this story before you go, right? So I was invited to America last year. Okay, so I have I don't have British passport yet. All right. So and I know I'm gonna miss that until that happens. Okay. However, I applied. So they now said they are not going to, this is what the American embassy said. You remember now? They said they are not convinced that I'm going to come back to the UK.
Imagine.
Can you get now? So then you know what somebody now said? Somebody said, because I came here as well to say I probably just didn't take it serious when I should. Okay, I should have. So somebody said that in your house you have 3 Britons there, and it's true. Okay, I've got a Jobu British here in my house. However, somebody said I should have packed all the passport of all the kids.
Yes, that's what should have done.
My own on what do you call it? Under pata and put their own. I said, well, I'm the one applying for visa. They don't need visa. And the person was like, you don't need that. Just pack that.
They'll grant you because you're a family, you're traveling. They'll grant you instantaneously.
Like, really?
They'll grant you. Yeah, of course. Because if you put your wife's passport,
I did some house. Now, on top online, within a space of 10 minutes, right? We put on for the renewal of the passport of the ones whose passport have expired, and then we started for year 1 day and all that. But actually, the whole thing within 10-15 minutes, right? We've already gotten the confirmation for when they are going to get their new ones back. So talking about your green passport, I could have seen the world. Even living in the UK, I still get shot out of the world to see the world. I didn't even want to take that passport to any embassy here. Say, I need your visa. I want to go to this or that. Like, so I can't really see the world with my green passport. Adiola?
You can't. You can't. It's impossible.
Well, as a do person all over the world for it. But what you mean by this statement is just to say that I'm in Nigeria and I have green passport, so it does not give me guarantee to see the world.
No, you can't pick up your green passport and tomorrow you're in America. You have to do some months of visa application. You can't pick up your green passport and you're off to Spain, because you want to book a flight tonight. You can't do that. There's travel inequality for black people, especially in that people holding that green passport. So I think the summary of this is that the people that bear the cost of that failed state, that also bear the cost, the indirect and direct cost, are people living in diaspora. Because you would know, you bear the cost. Like at some point, I didn't want to collect British passport. I said, no, I'm a Nigerian guy. I don't need British passport. My wife was telling me, go and get it, for travel. I was arguing, I don't need it.
That's why I never shown interest in this or this while, but I'm interested.
And I went to Italy. With the family, and they stopped me for some odd reason. For some stupid odd reason, and my wife said, no, you can't stop my family holiday. And they allowed me to go. And they allowed me to go. I was still bragging that I don't need British passports. I was still bragging that I was still bragging it. I was saying, no, I don't need it. The second time I applied to Spain, for some reason they were delaying me. So on the day of my flight, I went to Spanish embassy. I went to go and shout on them there. I declared craze there. They started begging me, oh, don't know, we are sorry. The next time I want to go, I don't need to apply to grant me the visa. I was so angry. I was livid. I missed my flight because I applied a month and they were wasting my time. So they were telling me that because I was from Nigeria, it should take them extra time to look into my case. Baba, they didn't tell me before I filed in my British application to get my British passport. And that was the end of it. So not because you are happy you're holding a British passport, you can't see the world. I can't see the world with that lens. And it's for me, it's troubling. You can't see the world with that lens. And that for me is hard. And so people in diaspora, when they shout and cry about the state of Nigeria, it's because they are feeling the costs. They are bearing the costs. They see them at job interviews with accent. They look down on them. They're bearing the cost.
Mm-hmm.
They're bearing the cost. So if we are more concerned, then we have a valid reason. There's a valid reason, because if you're in Nigeria and you choose not to leave that contraption, you won't bear external costs. You only bear internal costs. But if you bear both internal, both external, Baba, you go shout now. Baba, good night, Jerry. God bless you, sir.
God bless you. Thank you so much. Oh, hey. Every time I speak to people who have left their country of residence to on holidays, and they want to talk about how they got discriminated against in those countries because of their green passport, I kind of always, my PTSD of why I don't want to travel or go anywhere sort of always kick in and say, I don't want to do all this while and get to one airport and they will say, if you have a British passport, you this way, American passport this way. And you will see all of them with their British American, but nobody they check them. You will see them, they walk out, they don't even they queue. And you are there with all others, Pakistani, the Kenyans, and everybody, you go there like this. Your family will have to go and wait for you. So we bear the cost of bad governance, whether you are in Nigeria or not in Nigeria. Now that is deep, Adiola. You're going to make me have some deep thinking tonight. Here, hello there.
Hello, Mr. Maiyegun. Yeah,
hello,
it's me.
Sir?
Yeah, it's me, Old Up.
Right.
I hope you still remember me.
I'm trying to repeat that name again. Because I'm trying to now.
Old Up is my social media name.
What do you call your ID out there? Okay. What do you want me to call it? So I can probably just hold on to it now and I won't forget. Do you want me to keep on to that? Old Up, right?
Yeah, Old Up. Old Up. OLDAB. OLDAB. Old Up is
Right, got it now.
Yeah, it's abbreviation. Yeah, it's abbreviation of my names. I just put it, take all my names and abbreviate.
I'm just trying to make sure that it's not going to be a tough one for me, but Old Up should be easy for me, Baba. How are you, Baba?
Yeah, I'm fine. You see, recently I went home. I went to Nigeria, and I realized that people they've adjusted. Yeah. People, they don't know anything better. They don't know, because when you've never seen a good, better situation before in your life, so you
experience anything that you can say is a good system, so that you can now compare. So
when people are mentally enslaved that way, there's no way you can help them. So people believe that the government, that if they abuse you or if they catch you, well, that's your cup of tea. That's it.
So
there's no human right.
Just don't get caught.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So there's, where there's no respect for human life, no basic, fundamental human rights, there's no way that kind of a country can ever, prosper, really, because even the judiciary, they smear it on everybody's face, because they know that even the people that needed that help, they don't see themselves like people who need the help. It's only when the election or whatever is going on, they just realize a little bit that, oh, yeah, so we are actually suffering. Oh, there's a lot of things that is not right. Oh, so they now, try to make not about it, kick against it. But don't be surprised. I wasn't surprised when I got this. 8-10 months down the line, people have moved on. And if a police catch you and
was it last year or last month?
This month, actually, I came back this
still in Nigeria early this March, Abby?
Yes.
Now you said they have adjusted. So when you say they have adjusted, is it that despite all we are seeing, all this we are proving and all of that, like you probably should hear them maybe complain to, and then tell you how much they feel bad that this is happening. So conversation like that can tell you if they have moved on or not. So tell me, what was the conversation like? Like they're already telling you, as if to say, oh, they have moved on or they have adjusted.
They will say, Baba, they will say the slogan is, Baba Tinumbu don't drive us now, so nothing we fit do. We could just, we don't take up. So they've taken, they've moved on. So basically, I think I don't know how to put it, but you see, people are not ready to. They don't know what to do because they are so poor that they only think of the next food. The immediate gratification.
I told somebody that today. I told him, I said, is it because people are too busy with what they will eat that that one has become priority, then other things are just secondary? Could that be the reason why people, and it didn't really see it that way. It was pretty much just like, no, Maiyegun is more than that. These guys are like they are not interested in some of those things that we are saying. And another point, it was like maybe because it's tough that some of them don't even have money to, sort of subscribe their data to really watch all of this. I said, Baba, leave the planet. People are not feeling what they are feeling in that place that they themselves are talking. Said, no, they are feeling it, but they are not because the way we are talking about it.
And then you know that in Nigeria is the highest where you will find self-employed individual in the whole world. Self-employed, because everybody is self-employed.
Self-employed. They are all self-employed.
Self-employed. So everybody is just lying to everybody to get daily bread, and then no tax on it. Everybody's just getting what they can get. Take this, take that, buy gari, buy small derica of rice, then it's sorted. That day is sorted. So the next day. So the struggle continues next day. So as long as they can, their food is secure for the next
time they believe that the world is ending is if they cannot see that gari for this evening.
Yeah, something like that. But even if they can't see that gari for this ending, they still believe that God will provide that gari. So they would rather go and pray, or go to mosque or go to church. In fact, that's the only place that.
Yeah, I see.
Monday morning, you will hear people praying loud in churches. Oh God! So. Then you'll be asking, there's no work for these people. Yeah, because they are self-employed. That's when you will say, where's Mukaila? I thought I called him to come and do something for me. He's not around. Then Mukaila will resurface 2 days later. After, yes, after he has consumed the food he has at home. So he will now resurface. Okay, Oga, don't come. The job where you won't give is then you do. So it's you survive every day that way, and then that's it. So that's Nigeria for us.
You didn't see any kind of thing that you can say, oh, this hardship or this suffering, or I can see a level of motivation in these people that they want to end it. They are only waiting
they've turned it to joke.
There's nothing like that you can see in their eyes, no?
They are joking about it. They're just joking. They've turned it
about it too.
Yeah. So yeah, and then oh my God, this Nigerian leader, they've mastered they mastered the art of how to control people with poverty.
I swear.
So much. So I know in fact I don't blame Tinubu, because it is only a country where there's production, there's when people work constantly, and then people will expect that okay, life will change, people will educate their children accordingly, they will know what is human rights, they will know what is self-respect, or dignity and self-esteem. So but Nigeria doesn't have that. A normal person doesn't believe that he's entitled to go to hospital when he's sick. They will rather treat themselves at home, drink agbo, do this, do that. So we have a long way to go, my brother. I swear to God.
We will keep doing our part, because you know what it break my heart this afternoon or this evening. We say when that man who has been a follower of Maiyegun for nearly 11 years, and he was so disappointed that the people back there, they had no interest in all of this. Now they overstretch ourselves. I was like, sure, what mobile insane, sha. She really got a what mobile.
My God, it is in Nigeria. A rich man thinks that he can do, he can beat the hell out of you.
Yes,
it is a rich man that will break your head because he's rich, because look, their mentality there.
You see, poor people
they need real education.
And now you see poor people go sort of blame you for provoking a rich man when he's angry.
Yes.
You have made him angry now. You better just go and beg him. If not, you are going to rot in jail. They will lock you up in prison forever. Like, are you serious?
Yes. These people, they've lost you.
Take another one, Baba.
God, okay, sir.
Thank you.
All right, then.
Yeah. I was talking to my friend today, right? This time around, my friend in the Glasgow here, Banshaw. So, and then we were talking about Nigerians and how they sort of get used to their oppressors and all that. I'll tell you the story, but let me take this call before the person changes his mind. Hello there.
My king.
Baba.
My king. Good evening, my king.
Prince Adebayo, don't tell me now, okay? Prince Adebayo here from Sweden, because there's only one prince in Sweden. I've got 2 or 3 princes in Canada, and I've got another prince here, Prince Austin and all that in the UK. But this is Prince Adebayo.
You're right. You're right.
Bless
my
you.
king.
Baba,
something they happen for Nigeria. I did. Yes. Something they happen for Nigeria. I called Nigeria today.
Did you?
It's been long. Like the last caller said. So some of the callers today, they've been speaking my mind. The last caller that just left now said those people in Nigeria somehow they are acclimatizing to the poverty that the poor leadership is giving to them. Poverty plus poverty, poor mind plus poor people, equals zero. Well, Nigerians, I don't know how we think we are smart people. It's like the smart ones are the ones that left the country. Baba, I'm telling you the truth too. It's not by coincidence that you, me, and the rest of us left that country.
It's not coincidence.
It's something they call survival of the fittest. The fittest ones are living. The ones who are smarter are living. The ones who are there.
We have to preserve the intelligent one, therefore by taking them out of the place that is going to rule.
Exactly. Exactly. Because it's the same, if you look at, there's a reason why America and Jamaica are doing well in track and field. When these people came to take slaves, they were taking the fittest people who are strong enough to work. There's no coincidence that they are doing well in track and field. How many people are in Jamaica? Are they more than Nigerians or the whole of Africa? Why are they always taking first? second, first, second, the same thing. US. You know, there's a reason why I was calling people in Nigeria to tell them what to do.
Have a name. They have a name for that thing you just said now. I think they call it a law of natural selection or something.
Thank you. Law of natural selection. Yes.
Are selected out of the weakest in order to preserve their species. And they said exactly. Animals are better than us because animals will never allow the weakest to lead them. The weakest of animals will never lead animals. You know? But go on.
Exactly.
They open something here now. Are they with you?
Yeah. So that's why when we are fighting for them from here, if you go back to the country, you see them, they are very, you know, they are very laid back, you know, relax, exactly, you know, and they don't think that they are in the soup. They should be desperate to get out of the hole, but they are relaxed. That means if they want to kidnap 5 people now, they will take any 5 people they like. They want to, if soldiers want to enter Okuama now, they will still see people to kill. And that's where people, you know, when they kill soldiers there, everybody should run away. But you believe you me,
because they expect them to come back and kill all of them.
Exactly. If those soldiers enter there, they will see one move there remaining there.
Like, no, now soldiers can't do that. They know that we didn't do it.
Exactly.
Everybody automatically believes that they will kill us before they ask questions. So let's run. Oh.
Exactly. Exactly. You know, the people in that place, they acclimatize quickly to this kind of situation. Look at and even the leadership that's so blind. Look at what people that are leaders are saying. Look at what the wife of Tinubu was saying the other day. That you are going, why are you going abroad to do? Kilo shape people, and now peace. I respect that man so much. I don't know how. Maybe I need to watch that video.
When Adiola said there is a video, I'm like, how come I haven't seen it? I've been looking for 2 days. That's why I didn't mention it on this platform for the past 2 days. But now they said there is a video. But I'm going to look for it. I won't be disappointed, you know?
The kind of things I hear in that place, it's like everything is getting worse. Even how did we manage to get this kind of president that cannot speak? That's slurring. How can we be like this? What is happening? It's like Baba, I know if you talk again. No. I know if you talk again.
You know that level that they will say, Shori,
Oh God!
It simply means that the situation has gone beyond just talking. It has become something more serious. That Ori Agbalagba Kodoba or Eroniti Duri Agbalagba Kodoba is saying, or it is serious.
Baba, I think somebody I was talking to, I've raised money for this person 3 times, set up different businesses, all fail.
Prince.
Oh, fairly, and you Baba, no. The thing that it is well, you know. It is well.
We leave it at that, Prince. You should enjoy the rest of the evening, and the weekend is almost here too, right?
Yes, sir.
So you Baba. All right, thank you so much for all the time.
Thank you very much.
You have a good
day. Thank you.
Bless you. So I have Austin. I want to believe this is Austin. My own Austin. Is that you? Are you there? Can you hear me? Sorry. I actually thought I got Austin on, but somehow I think that just dropped. I'll get another person here. Hello there.
Maiyegun General Politico.
Yes, sir. How are you today, Baba?
We thank God. But I'm saying we thank God in another, dimension, or in another
the opposite
viewpoint.
Let's just say
exactly.
You know, we thank God, even though we are not really thanking God, but yeah, we still thank God. I get you, Baba. Here we are. Go on.
You know, one of the callers said that people in Nigeria are already acclimatizing to the situation that is happening. I'm not surprised. Do you know why?
Why, sir?
I'm not surprised because that's the way the religious indoctrination has shaped our thinking. An average Nigerian has been even from cultural musical bringing has been brought up to believe in faith. Faith spelled F-A-T-E, not F-A-I-T. F-A-T-E. That is, whatever happens to you is destined by God, or it's a situation that you have to face. You have to accept it. You have to assimilate with it and move it with life, either good or bad. Now, culturally, if we've been raised up with that mentality, how are we going to have revolutionary people?
We were not raised
and that
to
is
be
why
revolutionary. We were raised
in every family, even if you are abused, you believe, well, it is just a time. At some point, I will leave and leave the family. But as at that point, you will not say, no, I'm not taking this. That's a mentality. We live with it. We grow up and we believe, well, instead of fighting for our rights, we'll be like, let me manage the situation and get away with it. That is why some of us were able to japa. That is why some people that were not able to japa, some were able to marry up their economic value, their economic status, and still managing the whole situation. You know, I was shocked.
I deal with you, Baba. Oh, somebody must have interrupted our call, and it must be either network or somebody just called my caller. Is that something about WhatsApp, right? When you are making a WhatsApp call, right, and then another proper call just come through, it can just suddenly put you on hold. Oh, bruv. Are you there? I'm so sorry, right? I'm going to have to go take another call, okay? Can you still hear me? I'm so sorry, guys. So I'm going to have to take another one so that we can give other people chance, okay? Sorry about that. Here. Hello there. Can you hear me?
Maiyegun General.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, Maiyegun General.
Baba, how are you?
May God bless you. Good evening.
And you too, sir. Good evening.
I just called because the last time I called you was during the Buhari era, but I watch your program every day. I'm addicted to this program, but my contribution is just that, like the callers, some of them have said, the problem of Nigeria are the Nigerians, not the leaders. Don't bother to save them.
But the enablers,
no.
the people where they kind of push them.
Oh, God bless you. You know, have you bothered to check those who are really fighting for Nigeria? Like the life of the Charade, life of the Peter Obi. Have you bothered sometimes? Let me read their comments on Instagram or when they carry Peter Obi news or Charade news.
And
you see how people
opposite Nigerians.
Yeah, you know that these people are enjoying this. They are enjoying this country. It's me and you that is worried. They are enjoying it.
You said no, say sometimes they talk about us. I be like all of now with their
yes, now.
You always
even when I read
you know everything. You always believe that you have all the ideas. No wahala then. Oh yeah, now continue.
Even when even when I read comment on your platform, I see people look talking and say, God, who caused this country? Don't know. Or is there a sacrifice they do on Nigeria youth that make them lost it? I don't know. I think because I don't know. At my mother's age today, I live in abroad. I pay my mother for a generator. I pay for a hospital bill. I pay for everything my mother eats. Why is more tender? Call me. I know what to do. then the government cannot provide anything for my own mother with his age, with her age. Then how you, that is you're a youth of 20 years, you are fighting Maiyegun or comment section, fighting Peter Obi comment section,
Somebody will never
fighting
say, he go say, even, I mean, Peter Obi will never be president of this country by the grace of God. We dodge a bullet at your age. Okay.
As I say, if Peter Obi is not president, your leaders that you are supporting, they are praying to be like Peter Obi. The Sore you are abusing, your leaders take their children from Nigeria to go and put in this country where Sore children are running around as an area boy and area girl. That's where your leader use your own money to go and sponsor their children there. The Sore you are abusing. The children don't even know you. The future of that guy is well furnished. He's just only fighting for you to have good life. You become a keyboard warrior, writing.
Lobby your oppressors, like person with them swear.
So much.
And they talk, that person sit talk saying life never spoil. Are they sure say their lives never spoil this way? Defending your oppressors.
Maiyegun is advising you.
I'll tell you something though.
Yeah.
Now the same show where tell all of us say, see, if you want to fight for Nigerians, okay, you have to remember that you can only use one hand. Number one, don't fight for them. But if you choose to, it's okay. But you have to use one hand. That one hand you are using to fight their oppressors. Fight them. You have to use this other hand, not to do fighting, but to protect yourself from Nigerians. We're going to stone you. We won't beat you. So we send you. Did we send you to go and criticize government? Did we send you to go and fight government? You this show, he this show, this show is a troublemaker. This who send you? So I now said, well, why would anybody want to put themselves in that situation? I don't want to fight for Nigeria.
Maiyegun come out every day just to enlighten your dull brain. You could be right. This Maiyegun say, yo, too much. You are your prayer point. Your leader, the prayer point of your leader is to steal your money. So go and put their children in the school. Maiyegun children are going without stress.
You the right for people meet for the same place here, and then myself and them will go meet for the same doctor, GP, the same doctor that they come here, they get special treatment with. It's the same doctor go waka enter because they pay tax.
Now there you go see keyboard warrior.
Enemy. You will be say you know you won't go through. Where I can they tell you say you deserve better, but now me be the enemy. Explain to me, say
I don't tire. These people don't need to fight for a beg. Let them enjoy their oppressor. Thank you so much, bros.
God bless you.
Good night,
so much, okay?
Okay.
Nice one. See, everybody knows, say, number one, I may not kind of say all of us with the diaspora, we are overreacting, or we are the ones showing too much concern. I'm not going to say that. It might look like that. There are those within that Nigeria that gives thanks, and they remain very, very grateful for platforms like this that help them to find answers to their thoughts. Because there are people in Nigeria that ordinarily their fellow Nigerians are looking at them, say there's something is wrong with them for trying to reject the same system that they are supporting and praising. And somehow, these guys are just there like, are we doing something wrong? Are we actually doing something right? Could standing up mean something right? Platforms like MaiyegunsDiary, Politico reassure them that it is actually the right thing to stand up against any evil that you know is practically there to work against you. So that is why platforms like this, they do help. It seems like they are not going far enough. They're not going far enough. I've told you, you need to go and look for somebody who can sign a sort of a 100,000 pound sterling deal with Maiyegun here. I'm not saying they should give me 100,000. I'm talking about where I can actually recruit the real resources, the real people within that space, Abi. That all of us when they complain, say, bless them, know they hear this message. Now when I go come back later, so but bless this message is too loud for everybody now. Because listen, it is like we are not winning. And it's sad. See, those of us in the diaspora, what we are seeing, and we continue to see, and continue to raise alarm, especially for those who pretend that they are not seeing them, okay, is so crucial that we are using one stone to kill two birds. I'll tell you more later. Austin is on the line. I don't know if he's still there. Austin, are you there?
I'm still here. I'm still here, Maiyegun. I'm here.
I kind of lost you. I was like, oh, Austin is here, but you are so gone. How are you tonight?
No. I'm okay, Maiyegun. How are you doing?
I'm very well. Thanks for asking. Please.
Well, I don't even know how to thank you enough because you are doing a wonderful work. Despite all your efforts, how to sensitize the people, and it seems we are just pouring water on the stone. But
and it breaks out when people who go there come back and tell us that
I am starting from the comments here. The man from the Temple of Truth that went to Nigeria. I am not surprised because I have it even in my own family. Even in my own family. All of us believe in separation. Only my sister doesn't believe in separation. All of us.
She's even before my Nigeria or she's here.
Even before my mother died, she believes in separation. Yeah, she's still in Nigeria.
Right.
And she's only depending she's only depending on me. That doesn't believe in one Nigeria. So that is to tell you the irony of it. So, but what I want to say, I have never been surprised because you don't know the damage in Nigeria. The damage in Nigeria is very big, extremely big. It's even bigger than what we can think or believe on. The damage in Nigeria is so much huge. So that is one thing about Nigerians. Nigerians are not people that are consistent. What you are believing outside, you don't believe it, you don't know it. They propagate everything because they are criminally minded. That is the reason why they are thinking outside of leave it like that, because everybody is believing that one day it will get to their own turn.
That we are not backing down. I see.
Exactly. It's only in Nigeria you will see that somebody will tell you, how I wish now I would be going on the street and I pick 20 million naira. Who will throw 20 million naira on the street? Who will do that? Which pockets? How did they carry the money? It's only in Nigeria you hear that kind of stories. That is why a pastor will come and say, money is going to enter into your bank account. Now, heavenly money. Everybody will start praying.
Miracle money.
Miracle money. That is only in Nigeria. Miracle. Yeah, that's only in Nigeria. So Nigeria, their brains are so damaged that you can't repair it. There is no way you can repair it. So if you are talking about Allen Onyema has been a criminal. Forget all these things. He's a criminal. Forget all these things. He is only speaking for his people that send. He is an agent. They sent him to come and say and brainwash the people that he can brainwash, telling you, why are you going to abroad? Why are you going to abroad? If you are earning 200,000,
you are guy who said that the Igbos don't need Biafra. Nobody should talk about
exactly
because the Igbos are trying to. He is a good example of the Igbos who believe in Nigeria.
He's a criminal.
Invest in Nigeria. Ah man,
ask him how he made his money. Ask him how he got his money. How come that every Christmas, Alex Onyema, Igbos will be paying 250,000 to fly from Lagos to East, whilst the same flight he's using to fly from Lagos to Kano will be paying 140,000. Wow. Ask me why. He's a criminal. So it's only people that are supporting him blindly, because Nigerians are people that you can never trust. You can never trust Nigeria. You can never trust Nigeria. I'm telling you, most of these guys you are seeing, they are agents. Even that man that are telling you that he's selling building materials in Benin, you might be surprised that he's one of all these governors, agents, politicians that were running errands for politicians. I'm telling you honestly, you will never know.
That guy was so he was like, he's a Benin man, okay, and he believes that if he's given a choice, okay, to choose where he would like to be, he said he would choose Biafra. All right, he's probably somebody who is so much like vast in it. And he said he's doing so because of his own historical, link to this whole thing, right?
Yeah.
So he saw an Igbo man. He walked in. He was ready to spend all his last card there, get everything he wanted for his construction and all that there. Then conversation went on. How can an original Igbo man not know that somebody would throw the bait of are you in support of Biafra or not? You should not go all out and begin the yarn nonsense until you know better. Who is this guy? The guy who just spent 38 million on a shop. Okay, let me know if he's a pro-Nigeria, so I go know how to answer. Let me know if he's a pro-Biafra, I will know how to answer. What kind of an Igbo man will throw Biafra under the bus and think he's making sense?
Maiyegu, you are not supposed to be surprised. You know why? Let me tell you, there is even one riffraff that used to come to Abuja. I think they arrested him now. He used to write his own placards. Come with come with his own guys. He's sponsored by Hopos and other guys. There are many agents like that. You will never know. They will have their shops. You think they are only businessmen. These are government agents. I'm telling you. There was something you were saying 2 days or 3 days ago, if I'm not mistaken, that even if referendum come now, you will see the person fight all right.
Yes.
Will collect money from the Nigerian government and vote against Biafra.
Absolutely.
You will see.
I'm very confident.
You will see.
Yes.
So all these people, you cannot bring it, you cannot remove it. But what I'm saying is that we are in majority, we are bigger than them. We are asking for separation, we are bigger than them. They are minority, they are tiny. They are tiny. Even them that are taken. Look at some time ago in Borno State, the man that was shouting, "I'm not a Biafran, I'm one Nigerian." The Boko Haram killed him. When he mentioned Shetima was asking him, he said,
"It's one story." You know one thing, Baba. That guy's story, because I shared his story. I remember when that video first came out, it was way back in 2020. It was way back, all right? It was after the 2019 elections, okay? Then the video popped up. I was like, this guy, he was speaking also, it was a long video before he later showed. That story that the guy was later killed, his filling station was bombed down by Boko Haram. He himself was slaughtered and killed. Is one story I always keep telling myself never to be true. Will you believe that? That is a story I heard, right? And I kept telling myself that I pray it remain a fake news. It must be a fake news. Till today, you won't believe this. Till today, I'm still waiting for, because you mentioned him, I'm still waiting for that man to just surface and say, "No, I didn't die. It's a lie." And it's
Maiyegu, you don't know Nigeria. You don't know Nigeria. If you share video now, Nigeria will say, it's an old video. It's an old video. It's fake. It's an old video. But it's the reality that is going on. Nigeria is a place
when they killed him, I was praying that made the news not be true. May it be fake news. This is the 4th year. I am still waiting for it to be fake news. He's dead.
Never. He will never come out. He's dead. So now Nnamdi Kanu said, go and serve Nigeria and come back in shape. It is happening. If anybody is fighting for Nigeria, I even said in my own mind last time, there was a day we are discussing with some group of guys. I said, if I'm Nnamdi Kanu, if I come out, I abandon all the road. Because the people you are fighting for, they are not worth it. I'm telling you honestly, they don't want it. You are just wasting time. You are just wasting time. All this program this year, a program that is well educated and educative. Somebody will listen to it and say, "Don't mind him. He's sitting comfortable there in Glasgow and talking nonsense." And as if Maiyegun is your problem. As if you abuse Maiyegun, the cup of rice or cup of curry will change in the market.
They've locked Nnamdi Kanu for almost 3 years right now. It has not reduced the hardship in Nigeria has escalated.
No, they don't care. What they are telling you is let him stay there. He was the one that came from UK, come and cause problem for us.
Problem for all of us. Really?
Yeah, for all of us. Yeah, somebody that is living comfortable. We are so much myopic in brain, and we are so much poor in mentality. That is why we are not moving forward. Maiyegun, I will stop here.
Austin.
Thank you, sorry. Thank you for your good work. God bless you for all that you have been doing. I really appreciate so much.
God bless you, Austin. Thank you. Take it easy as well. Right? Nice one, Baba. So that's Austin there. And I think our lady Charm is not letting this pass without adding our name as well. How are you doing tonight or this afternoon, rather?
Yes, let me just call it it's evening. It's evening. Why?
You kind of do get so carried away. Love that. Every time I'm in the evening, I expect you all to be in the afternoon. When we are in the afternoon, automatically I wanted you all to be in the morning. But it doesn't work that way, does it? It's
No,
always
it
about the time
doesn't.
difference. And yeah, you're already in evening, and we are almost near midnight too. How are you doing?
Yes, you're almost into another day, isn't it? Like
Another day. You're right.
I'm fine. I'm feeling a lot
Yeah,
better.
I wanted to say that your voice seems more clearer than it was yesterday or day before.
No, I think yes, it still sounds weird, but it's getting. I feel a lot better than I did. Like those previous times I called. I think one of the last times I called, after talking to you, I was like wiped out. So, I had to go and have a proper lie down.
I know.
Yeah, but I've been following the show. I hate talking. I've been following the talks that you've been giving this past few couple of days. So I want to, so that other people can call in.
Sure.
Now I want to start with the abducted children and the governor of Borno State. Just to add in my own 2 cents with regards to that whole situation. Somewhere inside of me, I don't know why, I don't believe that those children are abducted. I don't know why, but that's the way I feel. But even if they were, I could be totally wrong, but even if they were abducted, I feel that some other things have gone on in the background, which they are unwilling to give us that information. And again, for children who have been abducted, those children seemed in very good spirits. I don't know, the girl who they had elected to speak, the one who said she wanted to become a doctor, she was smiling, she was happy, and I'm thinking to myself, if you were away from your parents for 16 days with murderous terrorists, I'm not quite sure why your 32 is out there. Why you are smiling and why you are happy, or is it because you have a microphone in front of you and the limelight is on you and then you are smiling the way you're smiling? I feel like if you've seen people, if you know people who have been traumatized, even if the trauma went on for 1 hour, right? There's a shift even in their psyche, their psychology, even the way they behave, right? It's not.
You have to show that you can be. I mean, you don't shake that off easily. Like spending
you don't shake that off easily,
or 15 days.
When you spend about 15 days with terrorists inside in a place where no one could locate you and things like that, and you spend that amount of time without your parents, without family, and you only had your mates to who are your company, and then you had a teacher who they claim was killed and things like that, and you still have the disposition to smile and think, and laugh and stuff like that. So, because I don't know, a lot of us might know people who have been traumatized, even children, right, who have been traumatized. Say even your child, maybe they fell and then they got up. You can see there's a shift in the way they behave. There's a fear in letting that kind of thing happen, and then not to talk of when you've been abducted by terrorists and things like that. So, and then the fact that obviously the Borno State governor didn't want to give out information about whether or not. Oh, Kaduna, okay, Kaduna, sorry. Yeah. The Kaduna State governor didn't want to give out information regarding whether or not.
It's not just that he didn't want to give us, it's not just that it's not giving info. He becomes agitated for you asking questions. That's even what makes it more suspicious. You get?
Yes, but again, that speaks to but that speaks to what you've always been saying regarding these governors not even understanding their role, because there's the Freedom of Information Act. We are entitled to ask those questions, and you have to give us those answers. We're not asking you because we want to make life difficult for you. You are required to share that information because it informs us as to whatever it is. Either the absence of governance and where corruption is. It informs so many things, right? So you can't say, let's just be happy the children are here. No. Yes, we are grateful that the children are here, but we still need to know exactly what went down. And like
you
a lot of people have pointed out.
Guy, that when the access guy died on his way to Las Vegas in that chopper.
Yes.
And then the day after, I think it was like 24 hours after, or less than 24 hours after, the fire department of that area came out to give their preliminary report, which is the first set of info of what happened.
Yes.
Before they will now give detailed report. In Nigeria, children were kidnapped. There is nobody that can say they have report of how those children were kidnapped in the past. What went wrong? Okay. What should be done? Nothing. Don't ask any question. The money is taken already. Let's just be grateful and move on. How?
And these are the things, but you ask all these questions because you live in a sane society.
Yeah.
You live in a society that wants to use all of that information to make sure that it doesn't happen again. Like you said, the question is, how were those children 100 and they said 137 of them. Previously they said it was 237. We don't really even know that. Exactly. That was what they said initially. We don't even know how many kids actually were taken out of that state. Now, if you notice when they were taking those children to all of those places where they were having those, reporters and stuff like that, they were busing them. So it wasn't as if, they couldn't have walked 137 children away. So that means there's some kind of infrastructure around even this kidnapping of those kind of number of people. So are we saying that we cannot actually how to identify those kind of infrastructures, cars moving, buses moving, because you had to have taken all those children somehow, ferry them from where they were. The logistics, exactly. The logistics move 137 children because you're gonna be walking them from one place or the other. Like, remember one of the times when we spoke about it, you said even if it was okay, you saw one person that was tired and the person was on the road, and you said maybe two people that were tired on the road, you left them there. Okay, they are walking or something like that. But now you're not seeing anybody. So that means there's some logistics around the movement and the ferrying of all of those people from one place to the other. And you can't tell me that you are not able to identify that movement and neutralize it, because again, we're living in a country that doesn't want to do anything about it because they found that situation beneficial. And like you've always said, that the people who are doing these things are well known to the government and they are letting it happen. They are playing politics with the life of children.
And that's not and then can tell to convince me otherwise. These children are caught in their political power play. And if a real investigation is conducted from that Sonny guy and the military, that the soldiers that said they found the girls or they found the kids, right? They will be in jail, life in jail.
Absolutely.
Right now, a real investigation is conducted, though, but it's never going to happen.
It's never going to happen. Now, like another thing, because yesterday's program, we were able to call in. Now, Benue State, there was no phone call. So you had I don't know if it's the Chinese lifting, what's it called? We don't know what we don't know what
we have no clue from
we have no clue.
Benue.
Exactly.
And they say it's a regular thing.
So it's a regular thing. So this is something that's been ongoing for a while. Maiyegun, I don't know what is going on. I don't know if it is the society that we have today have produced. I'm sorry to say, and I don't really mean to offend anybody, whether we have produced weak individuals. And the reason why I say this is because how can people, foreigners, come into your own land, till your own land, pack your own resources, pack it neatly and leave?
No, use your own seaports to now move them. And there is no cash, there's nobody standing and saying,
there's nobody.
We've stopped this. Really?
The people, the Benue people, chief people, Idoma, Igala, all of those people, I don't know, I think Igala is Igala. No, Igala is Benue State.
Yeah, Berom, Jukun, and all that.
Birom, exactly, Birom, all of these people. When I was in school in Plateau State, right? They talked about them as fierce people, warrior-like people. Even, do you understand? You don't mess with them. So I don't understand what is happening now. That you people cannot stop these foreigners and say, "What are you taking?" Have some kind of agitate. This is our land. This is our resources. This is our place. Whether or not you had the authority of the governor, we don't have the authority of the people. The people are acting like they are. How will I put it? They are very passive. I don't know if you sense that.
Well,
you can do is
right. You are right. Like, people are more passive, and mostly, like you said also, right? maybe we have more weak people or weak men now than then. Okay, because back then they would probably have raised some questions, and if they don't get an answer, they would have raised some dust that could have also triggered other people to react, and we would have known what caused the problem, why the fight, and they would say, "Oh yeah, it's because of so and so." But
it's because of so and so. Okay, they
would rather be blessed or be bribed and look away.
Aside from being bribed, okay, so you put it on your phone and then you say, "Oh, please speak to the government." Speak to which government? The people that are doing these things, part of your government, what you need to be doing is retaliating, because at the end of the day, just like you mentioned yesterday, none of these resources are coming back to you people in any way, in any form, not in form of infrastructure, not in form of education, not in form of hospitals, not in form of good schools, or nothing is coming to you people. They're taking away resources from you, they're leaving you naked.
Yes.
They're leaving you without nothing, and you're not doing any. It's like we whip out our phones and we ask help from the government. This same government that is robbing you blind and making you naked, making you impoverished, they're not going to do anything. You have to. What I don't understand is that people, don't you know you have to fight for yourself? This is your land. It is not the Chinese people's land. Even if they become aggressive, you remind them that they are foreigners. If you know where China is and where Benue is, see the distance from Benue to China. These people are coming, leaving all of that, crossing the whole seas to come to your land, and they are just whipping out the phone to do what? Okay, that's that one. Then, with regards to what needs to be done, because we already have the three pillars of of people dealing with us in Nigeria: the government, the executive, and the judiciary, right? I think that the only way to mitigate against people is if the diaspora, in my own opinion, I could be entirely wrong, but again, this is the temple of truth. I'm sure people will come back to me and tell me whatever they need to say.
That's right.
That the people in the diaspora should actually self-organize, right? Because I really, really am very the way Senegal handled themselves, right? Are we saying we can't handle ourselves in the same way? We know that the judiciary will fail. We know that the executive has already failed. We know the government is not going to do anything. But the people in diaspora, we need to organize ourselves. We need to be the fourth pillar in a way to try and correct whatever it is that is going on. I'm not sure how we can do it, but I feel like we can self-organize. We can do what the Senegalese did, but we are in the diaspora. Because if we're waiting for the government to resolve issues, we know that this government is not going to work. And I've been saying that people who are waiting for 2027, I think we are being foolish in waiting for 2027, because APC will only perfect whatever they did in 2023 and repeat it in 2027. And if we don't do anything about it, we'll all fold our arms, sit down on this forum and keep talking about it. But seeing the things that happen in Senegal, I feel like it's supposed to ginger people and say, we can't wait for 2027. We actually have to do whatever we need to do now. If it means getting these people out of government, we need to do it now. You can't, 2027 is too far. 2025 is too far. I feel whatever needs to happen this year. We need to chase the likes of Tinubu and all his allies out of the country. Look at, you have even people like countries like Senegal and the rest. Look at him talking to France and whatever. Whether or not he follows through, we don't know. But at least they're telling you that we want to own our resources. We want to do our own thing, right? So I feel like, if we're going to kind of move the needle in that direction, the diaspora has a very big, part to play. And we need to start self-organizing ourselves in a way that we can actually, kind of be a force to be reckoned with, whether or not our vote counts for them, but at least be a force to be reckoned with. Okay, so that's my
pursue that and ensure that it is, it's something we possibly, whether, win or lose, it is something that is worth pushing than just to be.
Yeah, and again, I say this, this whole self-organizing in order to dismantle the government is not so that we can create a new Nigeria, because even the diaspora can still push that whole, initiative of breaking up the country, of, regional governance. Do you understand? So it's not just going to be, let's try and we need to still wrestle this country from the clutches of the current government. Then after we've done that and we've actually have a government that we can listen to, then we now need to push for either the changing of the constitution and then the breakup of the country. That's the only way I feel like we can do it without a lot of bloodletting. People will die, don't get me wrong, at the end of the day, and I kind of made my peace with that, because to say that it's going to happen without sacrifice is it's like burying your head in the sand. They're going to fight back. That's just the truth. They will fight back because they're not going to let go easily. So me saying that the diaspora should organize ourselves and try and find a way to also be a part of that movement that we want, that country or that region that we are looking forward to.
We should go beyond, something again as well, right? All of us would have to also know that we will need to go beyond what our money can do. A lot of us will have to throw ourselves into the ring, okay? Whereby we actually have to be at the forefront. Not all of us, but there are people who have these callings that can actually be the reps, the faces, the voices that we want, okay? We saw what you saw in Senegal, the Sonko guys, the Fire guys, and all of their own team of diasporans that returned back to their country. They didn't just return, okay? They call yourselves together, organize, set some level of a movement, collaboration, networking, and all of that. The diasporas can meet and build this network. And one of these days, all of that could be put behind somebody or a group of people of like minds. So a post like that is possible, I believe.
That's what I'm saying. That I feel like the diaspora has a huge part to play in the region that we're looking for, even if it means in the breakup of Nigeria. But I feel like everything has to be done in sequence. First of all, you need to wrestle the government from these people, right? And then talk about either the constitution, and then talk about regional governance, the way it was done in the Aburi Accord initially. Right. And then, can now say, okay, we can start having those conversations about referendums and things like that, where that the government will not interfere in the outcomes of those referendums. I know what the other previous caller was talking about, but, I don't really want to dabble in speculation and assumptions about whether or not some people are, organized opposition and things that are paid by the government. I really don't know anything. I only know myself, right? And I know what I'll vote for. But I feel like, at the end, it's one step from point A to point B. And the point A for me, I feel like, is first of all, get rid of this government, because you cannot get anything from this particular set of people. They will not let go. The way the country is run is what they want it to be. They want it to be this way because it benefits them. They won't go down without a fight. But once we can get rid of them, then we can start having those same conversations around governance, around, okay, we either need to go our separate ways, or if we're going to remain as a country, then we have to have different terms and conditions.
Thank you so much, Sham, for this again, okay? You pass it on, and a lot of people have been sort of digesting it as usual, right? So take care of yourself, okay? I will possibly talk to you again. You have a good one, ma'am. All right?
All right, Maiyegun. Thanks.
Yeah. So I'm going to take my last call, and this last call is coming from my old brother, old timer, Jima Gudu. My TV brother. It's actually a good time for you to pop in. How are you?
Good evening, Maiyegun. How are you?
I am very well, Yuma. How is the Wima?
How is
Is
the
he still a
family?
Wima now, or is already becoming a big boy? Like you have just chased yourself around in the house.
You is because of him now. The guy they give me wahala, cry everywhere. He's turned terrible too. So boy, they get them left, right, front, and center.
Don't worry, you will soon take a break, okay? And I mean, when they don't throw tantrums anymore, they just kind of want to rival you, and you be like, you don't let all reach me, or you this little thing. So
Ivan, he just two, and you don't reach my waist already.
See,
yeah, boy.
You will soon get you will soon get your own freedom. I'm dealing with that Konkolo one too. I don't want to start that with you. So, Baba, a lot has been happening, and one of them is what so many people have been touching tonight as well, right? Where people actually don't. They said now they react because we hear too much, or we think they see too much. But people back in that place don't really give any left yanch for anything. Your take, Yuma.
Maiyegun, I go tell you, I don't tell you before now. Say until these guys, Nigerians, begin to stone their criminal politicians for road one by one, where they see them, anywhere where they see them, they just stone them. I will not take anything they do serious because they're not ready to live free. They're not ready to. They don't know what they're not ready to enjoy their life. So they want to suffer, and that is what it is, unfortunately, because I don't understand why somebody would travel from Nigeria to go and do business with you. He's about to spend 38 million naira.
That's right.
And you just goof. The guy just commonly asks you a question, and you just pour out your mind. You just talk nonsense.
People make money where you have a business that somebody can buy 38 million. If anybody enter my place now where they do my business, and he's about to spend 38 million, and he says, "Are you a Yoruba nation or for one Nigeria?" But people first pretend say, "Okay, wait, because this is not a tricky question, no." I say, "You, Baba, what about you? Which one are you?" Now you go first let me then say, mommy, I'm for Yoruba nation. I say, we are all for Yoruba nation, Baba. We all want we want a nation that I go switch and change them. But I don't think
Baba born that thing, I don't be Igbo man. Baba born that thing, I don't be Igbo man. If you want to spend 38 million for my shop, Baba, I can be Odudua for you right there and then. That moment, I'll become Odudua for you straight or IPOB or anything that you want there. If you want to spend 38 million, I'll be spend them now. Oh boy, you see that truck where they carry come off from Benue State, Baba? I am from Ushongu local government, and anybody that knows Benue State very well knows that Kwande local government and Ushongu local government used to be one local government called Kwande local government until they split Kwande local government, and then it now became Ushongu and Kwande local government. What is coming out from Kwande? What is coming out from those at the back of those trucks are lithium ore. Lithium has been discovered in Benue State. Those days where Otum been there. So that thing has been going on for some time now. So imagine how many trucks have been going out of there. Lithium is used.
You know the people to say, since Autumn and others, the politicians will discover these things, right, and kept it. You go they shock, say, now one of them go they run that thing. Wait, now him that they pay any small change, whether they pay for that thing for, I mean, pay them to, right? And the rest of us who is now raising alarm here now. What is all this? What is all this thing? The same guy go they pretend like us to see how can they be doing this in our state? When a lot.
If you know the corruption, that is going on in Nigeria, you would not be encouraged to even beat your hand on your chest and call yourself a Nigerian. The corruption that is going on there. You are taking out lithium from that place to China to go and make batteries for EV cars that you will use your same money in your budget again to go and buy. Meanwhile, the people are dying in that place. That area that those trucks are coming out from, there is mineral resources in those grounds that you won't believe what is there. You won't believe what is there. But you see, the people will be there shouting, "Hey, APC, PDP!" They are looting your generational shaggy come off from your body. Well, it is what it is until Nigerians decide to wake up and see that, man, this whole thing is not going to be sustainable. You cannot sustain Nigeria like this.
It is not
I mean, this is unsustainable. You carry 300 terrorists put back inside society.
Yeah. Say you clear.
Say you clear them.
Nobody.
But you went to Okuama, where you were in Delta State, to go and be murdering innocent people because you are looking for what? You're looking for people that killed army. Meanwhile, these guys are being pardoned in the north. But tomorrow, northern elders will come out and tell you that the north is not safe. The north is not. Why is the north not safe? Because you're releasing terrorists into the society. What do you think they're going to do? What do you think they're going to do? They are going to attack your people when they don't have money. There's no electricity. There's no food. There's no water. There's nothing. Are you not the same northerners crying of hunger? But you allow 300 terrorists to integrate into your society, and you expect kumbaya, Abi?
No.
Also, Alex Onyema, if he made that statement, because I haven't seen the video, just like you said.
The video, honestly speaking,
I haven't seen.
I have to bring the video to all of us. All of us can react the same way. I say, "Oh my God, no."
If Alex Onyema made that statement, right? Well, I don't blame him. He's a businessman. He will say whatever he wants to say so that he looks good in front of his people that he wants to do business with. But I will tell Alex Onyema that somebody living on £2,000 doesn't have to worry about being kidnapped. Doesn't have to worry about whether he is going to buy rice at the supermarket, whether he's going to be there. Doesn't have to worry about bad roads, hospital. Whatever you can, all those things are mitigated. So that £2,000 is for you to do whatever you want to do with, pay your bills, buy your groceries, do your stuff, pay your insurance, live your life.
Own a car concept if you can drive.
Own a car.
Or even go on holiday
a good car,
once a year. If your bill too much for you, save enough that you can even go on holiday once a year.
Now, can Alex Onyema tell me whether that person living on 200,000 naira a month buy a plane ticket to come to UK?
But they are so proud when they say all those nonsense from that place. And you go to see some other moments, they say, it's true. Oh, it's true. Let me tell you something. It's like, what is true?
People are not thinking. That's the problem with Nigeria. Nigeria has a population which is made up of ignorant and ill-educated people.
Thinking that Nigerians no get. They no get thinking
they lack
ability.
Somebody will just come and stand in front of you and say blah 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 blah, and you will just
you'll see other way you go say it's true. He's saying the truth.
It's true.
See, what is truth? What truth is he saying? I know what I'm saying. I have this my uncle in London. He's earning £4,000. He cannot even give you 50,000 naira. He's so poor. Meanwhile,
can you compare his lifestyle?
He's a carpenter. He makes 150,000 a month. He's a very, I say, Oluri Budi, you're making up all this so that I can so you
I don't know. A lot of people just keep on showing everywhere online. I'm going to show you everywhere.
Some of them will come to you. They will say, do you know how much is house rent? Do you know how much can it cost? Meanwhile, in Nigeria, with minimum wage, you can still enjoy your life. I say, hello, Mama Fia, I shall never be poor again in my life. I shall never be poor. I shall never be poor. Because you see, they've made them believe so many things that a lot of them have become demotivated, that they are contented with any little crumb that falls on their lap. And they will say, big man, carry 2010, 2010 is too far. Go and carry 2005 Camry and give one of them. Now, big man, biggie man.
Grace, yeah, Baba, grace. Now you don't do so. Now grace.
You go buy 2024 car, Baba. You do money ritual. Why are you wasting money? Go and look for one latest fine car, 2010. Now latest be that in that place.
You see, the problem is ignorance and ill education.
And it's
and nothing. Nobody can tell me.
People like say they use wrong English. Contentment means they are not making much and they're happy. No.
Happy.
What happened is that the contentment I mean is that they are contented in that fake life.
Poverty.
Because you know something behind that. But wait, you see this one there? You will see somebody will say they no pay them salary for the past 2 years. But guess what? They see they pay school fees of their children. They pay house rent. And to others, grace of God that they take survive.
And
grace of God that be corruption. They say, how much is your salary? 70,000. But he has a child in London that they are sending school fees to. How is she doing that? Grace of God.
Grace, Baba. That's Nigeria for you. Logic is turned upside down.
200,000 for Nigeria. Don't build houses. You wait there, UK, they earn 2,000. You never see money build houses because your 2,000 is your earning. You do not have to do any other shady things that you have to pretend and say, now only $500 at the end. No, I don't build a house of $30,000. How?
Well, HMRC no go call you, come and make you come explain. the decrease, Baba. Anyway, well, I go drop her for you, Baba.
You did well, Baba.
Well done, though. Well done.
So much. It's good to hear from you again. Okay,
you too much, already.
I will see you some other time. Okay, thank you so much. And that's Jima Gudu, my own dear brother from Benue. I'm glad somebody from Benue has been able to shed more light on that truck video. Okay, so let's now see how this, why am I even saying let's see how it's going to go? We know how this is going to go. probably will expect nothing to happen. No matter the expose, the exposure, all of this, right? Let's meet again tomorrow. Tomorrow is Friday, right? And that is going to be a TGIF. So thanks so much for spending your evening with me again tonight. I am going to see you some other time. And until then, please don't leave without liking the broadcast if you haven't already. I will see you some other time. Good night from here.
Maiyegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Maiyegun Diary Maiyegun number one. Maiyegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Maiyegun Diary Maiyegun number one. Maiyegun ti dé o ọ̀rẹ́ ará ìlú. Maiyegun Diary Maiyegun number one. Lórí Facebook lórí YouTube. Maiyegun Diary Maiyegun number one. Gbogbo bó ṣe ń lọ ni Maiyegun já wa sí. Maiyegun Diary Maiyegun number one. Àṣírí ọ̀jẹ̀lú kì í bò níbẹ̀ o. Maiyegun Diary Maiyegun number one. Bó bá ṣe eré àní Maiyegun máa wí. Maiyegun Diary Maiyegun number one. Ó sì tún ṣe eré wàá gbọ́ níbẹ̀ o. Maiyegun Diary Maiyegun number one. Maiyegun Diary Diary Politico. Maiyegun Diary Maiyegun number one. Godfatherism kò sí lọ́rọ̀ Maiyegun. Maiyegun Diary Maiyegun number one. Ẹ farabalẹ̀ sẹ́ o kẹ́gọ́rọ̀ lẹ́nu o. Maiyegun Diary Maiyegun number one. Àní Maiyegun làwa mọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Maiyegun Diary Maiyegun number one. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Maiyegun ti dé. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Lórí Facebook. Maiyegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Lórí YouTube. Maiyegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Bọ́ bàbá gbé wúrẹ́. Maiyegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Ijó ìgbádìyẹ. Maiyegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Pẹ̀sìdó bá rúfin o. Maiyegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Kí gómìnà kówó jẹ. Maiyegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Ọlọ́pàá ti ń darí bá. Maiyegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Aṣòfin tí ń rúfin o. Maiyegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Òkúra olóṣèlú. Maiyegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran o. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran. Wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀ o. Maiyegun ó sọ pé wọ́n ò bẹ́ẹ̀. Wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀. Maiyegun ó sọ pé wọ́n ò bẹ́ẹ̀. Oníkan ṣáàtì ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe fáwọn ará ìlú tó gbé wọn débẹ̀ o. Ayé. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kí ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
Kì máa yí ṣeré ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣẹ̀fẹ̀. Kì máa yí ṣeré ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣẹ̀fẹ̀. Ẹni bá ti lè lẹ́bọ̀ lẹ́rù o ọmọ bá dèrò kàṣà ìtú wọn síta.
Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kí. Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kí ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
Tẹnitẹni ọmọ Maiyegun ọ̀rẹ́ ara ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni mo fọlọ́run ṣọ́ ẹ̀ bá kìlẹ́bù lóòótọ́ olódodo ìlú ọ̀tá ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni ìwọ ṣá máa ń ṣọ́ra kò sì mọ́ bẹ̀rù bọ́tà ń lè rí bóníṣègùn lé káwọn mọ̀mọ́ fi ṣera wọn ni ó ti dẹrùn tí wọn ò gbọ́dọ̀ sì mọ́ bẹ̀. Èèpo ọ̀gọ̀ lọmọ bá dérò tàjẹ́ ò gbọ́dọ̀ jẹ́ ó ti dọba lórí àbínú ẹni kò sì mọ́ bùyà àìsíwọ̀lú ní ẹnìkẹ́ ìgbódì ẹyin lábàrá o ó kó ẹni tó bá dán o àkàmù. Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ túnra kì. Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ túnra kì o ẹni bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dèrò òní fi wọ́n níran o.
Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kí. Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kí ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
Allow the children it's okay. It's okay. Off your mind. It's okay. She off your mind.
Chai! Now wow, people wey suppose talk truth to power don off mind. And if we talk, now 500,000 they go sama us call am hate speech. But fear not, Maiyegun don come. Him go torchlight every corner, nooks and cranny of all these bad people where they spoil our country.
So my people make we laugh, yo yo. Maiyegun don come, oh yo yo. My people make we shout, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don come, oh yo yo.
Maiyegun don come, man of the masses,
oh yo yo. Maiyegun don come, oh yo yo.
Maiyegun Diary Politico,
oh yo yo. Maiyegun don come, oh yo yo.
This one not dey off in mind,
oh yo yo. Maiyegun don come, oh yo yo.
And in dey torchlight every corner,
oh yo yo. Maiyegun don come, oh yo yo.
Okay, some people be dey holla say dem want the power. Chai, dem be promise us say we go get light and power. Nah. Dem hustle sote they can't get the power. But now they know they do anything with the power. Sure. Every day, dollar just they get the higher power over naira. Still them talk say make we off mind. But thank God say Maiyegun don come. So my people make you laugh,
oh yo yo. Maiyegun don come, oh yo yo.
My people make we shout,
oh yo yo. Maiyegun don come, oh yo yo.
Maiyegun don come, man of the masses,
oh yo yo. Maiyegun don come, oh yo yo.
Maiyegun Diary Politico,
oh yo yo. Maiyegun don come, oh yo yo.
This one not dey off in mind,
oh yo yo. Maiyegun don come, oh yo yo.
Person wey dey do evil no wan make person talk. Them say that Maiyegun, that man too dey talk. He too dey talk. Say Maiyegun Diary, he dey hot like pepper. But every day, then they thief money in bulk. Woman pikin dey the street dey hawk. see them talk say make we no talk, but thank God say Maiyegun don come. So my people make you laugh, oh yo yo, Maiyegun don come, oh yo yo. My people make you shout, oh yo yo. Maiyegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò.
Hello there.
Maiyegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Maiyegun ti dé ọ̀rẹ́ aráyé. Lórí Facebook, lórí YouTube.
Good morning to you, good afternoon to you, and good evening to you from wherever you are watching from. It is Maiyegun live. We're supposed to have our People's Parliament tonight. We may still have it, but let me get you fully into the whole program first, into the night. Share this broadcast after reading the caption of the description as well. Okay, like the broadcast. I think this also will kind of make it easier for others to see it too. And thank you for joining me. Okay, share the broadcast.
Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì, Maiyegun ti dé. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn rákì.
The Nigerian army, they have declared 9 people wanted for the slain soldiers in Okuama. Despite the people's denial, we didn't do this. We do not have the capacity to carry out this kind of attack. Please do a thorough investigation. But without the courts, the Nigerian army have declared 9 people wanted, including an Igwe, supposed a king. Also, we just received a report this afternoon that the Nigerian court has ordered the Nigerian army to release 313 ISWAP terrorists because they are not terrorists. Somehow they should be freed. And the Nigerian army said, our hands are tied. We just have to let them go. Now, Motibe. So, good morning to you once again. Good afternoon to you, and good evening to you from wherever you are joining us from. It is Maiyegun live. So, thank you so much for joining me. Since you possibly have read the caption by now, the description of this conversation tonight, and we are going to be starting from Okuama or Okuama. This is a community that has been accused of being behind the killing of Nigerian soldiers who were supposed to be on peace mission to the community. The community came out and said, well, they didn't come to our community for peace or what have you. They came to survey the land. They said they came to meet with the people and trying to understand the area. And then they met with their leaders. Then at the end of that meeting, which has nothing to do with Okoloba and then Okuama, they said they wanted to take their leaders away. Why would you want to take our leaders away? No, you can't. Boom. It was what got the soldiers very angry, and they started shooting them right there and then from their community hall to their communities, their homes and all that, right? The terror was unleashed on them for 48 hours before we could even hear what was going on. The terror in Okuama started as far back as the 10th of March. We did not hear about the terror, the Nigerian military terror in that axis until the 15th of March, when they said some soldiers have been killed and buried. Yeah, buried. So how could people who went for peace meeting or peace mission be killed and be buried by the community? And for days, your military have been killing them until you decided to tell the whole world, or probably tell everybody, oh, they've killed so people. And the people came out and said, no, we didn't do it. No, we did not. We didn't even have the capacity. Have you been to Okuama? Have you seen our community? We do not have that capacity. When these guys came, they came in gunboats. It's the riverine area. And the Nigerian military themselves came out. Nigerian army came out and said, these guys were there to clear some of the illegal oil bunkering going on in that place. And turning around to now blame the community again. Initially, they said they went there to go and settle peace. But you won't go settle peace between two people where they fight. And you enter one party place. The other party where they fight with no day the peace meeting. So which kind of peace meeting is that? And why would you go for peace meeting and then you wanted to arrest their leaders and said they should follow you to where? There are so many questions. So they changed the story at a point. They said, no, they went there to rescue kidnapped victims. Okay. So they are rescuers, Abi. And that must have meant that there are some terrorists who took people that they wanted to go and rescue. No, they changed the story. They said, no. It wasn't. They were fighting and to stop bunkering. Those who are stealing Nigeria crude oil. They are very rampant in that axis, and this man has been clearing them. This group of soldiers killed have been clearing them, dislodging all of the illegal oil activities until they got to Okuama, and somehow they died there. So who killed them? And what has this got to do with other communities that are currently being attacked as well by the Nigerian army? In Bayelsa, other communities in the same axis of Delta, did they have something to do with the killings too? What about the Tinubu that said that the Nigerian army should not punish civilians? And right now, the wanted people are the people that came out to say, no, we were not at war with Okoloba, that will require the presence of the military. They are not telling you all that happened. And they are, in fact, not telling you who killed them. The people that came out to say they are destroying our properties, they are burning our houses. We have nowhere to run to or who to go to. Our children, people are being killed. And there's nobody to have access to those places. And those people who can't manage tell us what's going on in that place. They are the wanted people now by the Nigerian army. So this is the image. A lot of people have been debating this online, trying to figure out if the Nigerian army has such power to declare people wanted. But since Tinubu gave them the full authority, you see the man at the number 7, that's a kingo. That one is supposed to be a kingo. That man, Clement Ikolo, again, Rukewe. Rukewe is supposed to be a king, but he has been listed as one of the people who killed Nigerian soldiers. The guy at number 8, you probably have seen his video on MaiyegunsDiary Politico. He was also the boy that came out to say they were lying. The Nigerian military were conducting, and many other security agencies were conducting illegal oil bunkering in that axis. So now his name has been now put up as among the people that killed 17 soldiers. Look at that woman, the woman that cried out in that video that her face was blood, but I think the people that blood the face of those people who spoke with them then when that event happened, right? So many of them, their faces were not properly covered. These were the people who escaped some of the attacks at the earliest stage and then went on to try and tell the world what is going on in Okuama, trying to let everybody see the true picture of what's going on there and how much cover-up is going on as well. Now, you remember that woman? Yeah, they have listed her as one of the people that killed soldiers now, and then others too. Okay? So, as a cover-up for the crime, economic crime that the Nigerian army is either committing in that part of Nigeria or trying to cover up. So they said this same thing also took them to Edwin Clark's house. Does Edwin Clark lives in Delta State? I always sort of believe that Edwin Clark lives in River State, maybe Port Harcourt, right? In the course of 17 killed soldiers in Okuama in Delta State, we have also heard that even Edwin Clark don't collect on top this. I don't know if you have heard it. Watch this.
So, Jonathan, what more do we know about this raid on the homes of Pa Edwin Clark and his father? Are there any more details that have been revealed that you have heard of?
Well, first, let me express the collective sadness of the Ijaw people over these provocative actions of the Nigerian military in their quest for justice for slain officers, which the entire Nigeria shared the grief with the Nigerian military and the desire for all Nigerians to get culprits being brought to book. For us as a Ijaw people, it almost appears like there's a targeted onslaught against the Ijaw people using the scenario of what happened at Okuama, asking for details about what had happened regarding the invasion of our father's home. There's no truth as to the claim that criminals who were involved in that dastardly act had any trace of being in Pa Clark's home, either in Ughelli or in Kiagbodo, his hometown. Let me tell you this, there's quite a distance between Ughelli and Kiagbodo community, wherein Pa Clark has his home. And from the message from our father was that the GOC had earlier spoken to him concerning an operation which they apologized that it was a misinformation that led them raided his house in Ughelli. And the elder statesman accepted the apology in the hope that it was an honest mistake by the Nigerian military, maybe via an information that perhaps not correct. But after he had spoken to the GOC, he had also sympathized with the Nigerian military, only to be inundated with further calls that his home in Kiagbodo, where the Pa Clark University resides, has been invaded, where virtually every houses within the neighborhood were broken and people held hostage as though they were the real suspects or criminals around. And then it simply ends with the apology. The simple question is, who is not aware that Pa Clark's house is resident in Kiagbodo? Who can tell Nigerians truly that they are not aware that they were just passing by and just ran into Pa Clark's home and then treated the old man and the people who are his staff and then his family members with this level of disdain or treatment on account of an incident that every Nigerians are in solidarity with the military. Let me say this. It is becoming quite clear to us that there's more to this Okuama incident. I would not be surprised when many job people will be targeted and their homes perhaps razed down on account of looking for people who had a role in that incident. Per Clark is perhaps just one out of several that perhaps are on the line of being targeted. Otherwise, if the GOC had spoken to him earlier and apologize to the elder statesman that it was a misinformation that